disorders, just because, which corresponds with pretty much like an increase in pretty much every fucking other bad thing that we're seeing lately. Probably because of all the chemicals in our water and shit like that. Might get some weird like endocrinic. What's that?
You start with autism, it's a gateway to co-occur with literally fucking every other news.
Yeah, no, like again, I agree with what you're saying to an extent. But I also think there is like a genuine literal increase in autism as well, probably.
Yeah. But if I told you were different, if I told you at 5 years old you're different from all the other kids, and you're completely normal, then one day I said, I think you're different from all the other kids, would you not start to think that you're different from all the other kids?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, there's definitely like some psychological effects. Like, I agree. Like, you should very seldomly give someone a label, like a diagnostic label that kind of like we say, defines who they are or something. And I agree with that, obviously. But I was just saying, I don't know. Like, I agree with the issue that you're presenting 100%, but I don't know if I agree with it to the extent that you're kind of saying, like, oh, this is like the major issue of our time that's like fucking up everything kind of thing.
No.
At least that was my understanding of it.
It's not fucking up everything, but I'm saying psychologically, if you tell people they're different from the youngest age, they're always going to believe they're different.
Yeah.
That's what the fucking mental health industry is doing to these children.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what they're doing to the parents, and the parents will be like, well, maybe my kid has this, but maybe I just don't want to be a parent, and, I'll leave it up to I'll get my child diagnosed. I'm not saying that these things don't exist, but the issue with autism diagnosis is also that co-occurs with like intellectual disabilities and global development delays. So if you're giving someone that diagnosis, you're overlooking, well, does this person have an intellectual disability or global development delay, and then you put them in that category because it's the most profitable.
It's crazy that the world just changes. Things happen.
Yeah.
Every now and then
fucks everything up. That's the reality. As long as it's not like a genetic disorder like Down syndrome, I think you could possibly educate someone enough where they no longer have any intellectual disability. As long as they have not like a traumatic brain injury or a genetic disorder, you could educate someone enough where they don't have an intellectual disability.
Yeah, I would say that like heavily depends. Obviously, and I think you would probably agree, right? Like case by case basis. Like, sure, for some individuals, or maybe they're not severely autistic or something, they're just maybe naturally have a propensity to being like socially awkward and maybe a little hypersensitive to like noises a little to a mild degree. Like, yeah, maybe you could kind of foster them like environmentally, like make it not as bad. But like for like a lot of people, like I'm sure it's like really fucking bad, right? Like they can't even like the kids you have to walk around wearing headphones because even like the slightest noise of the wind, they're hypersensitive to it, and they fucking notice everything, all their surroundings. They feel every fucking atom of their fucking pants on their skin because their nervous system doesn't properly turn off. Feeling that that's supposed to be automatically turned on, and shit like that,
Right. A lot of that can also be psychological, depending on the person. Whereas the person who says, "Well, I want to get better, and I don't want to deal with these symptoms." They could. A lot of it is, like parents say, "Oh, it's okay for him to fucking use noise head." Okay, noise head against the headphones because he's autistic, and it's like that's not going to help them. That's just going to enable that behavior. If you do that from a young age and you enable that behavior from a young age, they're never going to want to stop wearing headphones.
Good. So again, I would say it just depends on the severity. Like, if it's mild, then yeah. But if it's moderate to severe, they're gonna need like help, or otherwise they're gonna live in hell, right? I mean, I'm interested in seeing studies for sure, but even with like people with like moderate to severe like issues, that this can be environmentally kind of improved. Well, my intuition would say no, probably not, because it's something that extreme. It seems likely to me that it's some sort of genetic issue that they have with like nervous system dysregulation, right? Where their shit is just naturally wired all fucked up. So that's why I say it just depends. Like imagine like you just had like, I don't know, you had like a dysregulated nervous system, and so you notice every fucking speck on the wall. Your brain doesn't know how to properly turn neurons off, and you just hear every fucking noise around you. It's just overwhelming amounts of information. Like that's what kind of understanding like what it's like to be autistic. Like you just have like fucking information overload 24/7, sensory overload. And so, like, sure, you could maybe learn to a degree, maybe your nervous system can adapt, but if it can't, you have two options. You either fucking live in hell for the sake of living in hell, or you can use some technological kind of bandages to make it not as bad. So, again, that's why I say it just depends. But I agree with you. I think we're too soft. Like, we probably overdiagnose autism when we probably like kind of put them in like kind of a box, like, oh, you're different, and this is how it's going to be, and you need special help and all these things. Where I'm sure there's plenty of people that if they weren't given those kind of crutches, they would have turned out completely normal and fine. I think extremely dysregulated nervous systems, like I said, I actually need like medical help.
Did you see that clip of? And again, I actually do a lot of it. Like she's been placed in a terrible situation. But she got up and she was speaking about.
You don't think that there are individuals like I described, where like their nervous system is like they're born like with nervous system is completely dysregulated?
It could be.
Like intuitively, would you say that that'd be highly probable? That is true. We're talking about autism, and Zoom's basically saying like we shouldn't like all of these like when someone's diagnosed with like a mental disability like autism or something. Like we should basically not even diagnose them, kind of thing, and just don't treat them any differently, and then like they'll turn out fine. That's kind of his argument. And I'm saying yeah, for some people that's true. Like I do think we overdiagnose and kind of like other like maybe people with like super mild autism, and like if you just treated them normally, they would have developed normally and turned out fine. I'm sure there's people like that, but then there's also people who probably have like literal like genetic sensory overload, where they notice every speck on the wall and feel every fucking fiber of the pants that they're wearing, and hear every single gust of wind from every angle in the fucking room that they're in, and they just have like sensory overload, and because their brain and their nervous system isn't properly turning off things that they shouldn't be paying attention to, and so it's like living hell for them. It's like I'm saying people like that, like they have two options potentially. One, live in fucking hell, or two, actually like medically address those things by like maybe wearing some fucking noise canceling headphones or whatever they gotta do.
I mean, that's
Well, we know what's happened before because it's not the first time. There have been small protests, and the Hamas just come along and shoot it.
What's that mean?
That sounds like a whole different diagnosis.
And of course, bravery does exist in the West.
I mean, that's autism.
People lose their jobs. And that is
It's not mild autism. That's what I'm saying. Like mild autism, I probably agree with you in most cases.
go out and challenge.
But yeah, like like from my somewhat limited understanding of autism, yeah, it's like it's kind of like an abundance of like of neural activity. It's just like a neural activity fucking overloaded.
Do you know what they?
Their body doesn't know how to, or their brain and their nervous system isn't properly. I don't know the science behind it, but I guess turning off neurons when they should be. But just like how right now you're not really feeling the fucking pants on your leg because you just like your brain stops paying attention to it because it's not important. Or like when you're wearing glasses or something, forget you're wearing glasses.
This is unrelated to the United States, but
It's like that.
It's unity power with ultimate power over society.
And then so there's also a cognitive element to it. Like I'm just saying an obvious like little physical sensory element. There's also a cognitive element to it where they'll fucking. That's why like some autistic people will know like the weirdest fucking formulas or processes, like mathematical processes or something at like fucking 6 years old. So they just like pay attention to information that a normal brain would kind of like a normal efficient brain would ignore.
Everybody's guns, take away everybody's ability to protest, and then keep fuck up your economy.
That's
I mean, savant syndrome. It's like an example, sure. Sure. What the example I gave was savant syndrome, which is it's in most autistic people.
They've been doing that forever. That's Robin. They've been doing that since.
And I think that's why Lord of the Rings is such a powerful thing that everyone can relate to.
Do you agree with that,
It's
Steve?
ultimately about the relationship of power.
Yeah,
And Frodo's trying to make sense of. Right?
I agree. I feel
But
that
every one of us,
with all the 8 billion people in the world,
one
you
of us
cannot
has a
label
Boromir inside.
and diagnose people into one category.
Take this.
It's like I can take you for
Right,
example,
we'll use the power. No,
all
give it
your
to me. I'll take
personality,
care of it.
like,
I'll sort everything
put,
out. You know,
like,
why
everything.
this against the enemy.
follow you around for a
Person
day,
lives inside of
and
every
then I could
human being.
write down all your
The person who
traits,
says,
and then I could
"Give me
say
power, I'll take care of it."
1 in 50 people have gutty syndrome because they act like gutty. And people would start believing maybe I have gutty syndrome because I act
Power is
like gutty because I have the traits.
And it doesn't matter how much power you
Yeah, I agree with that.
experience. Even a little bit of
But-
power that you didn't
But
have.
also at the same
Oh, I
time,
cook this, I can do this.
there are like genuine things to be studied of like mental disorders, like schizophrenia, for example. Like there are commonalities between like people that exhibit those certain things, and then they likely have common sources, like physically, like physiologically, probably have common sources. They have probably have like similar little conjecture. I'm assuming this for the most part, but I would imagine they probably have some brain scans, brain activity, things like that. And so, for research purposes, I would argue that it's useful to have categories to label these people.
Have you met people with schizophrenia?
There was a scene where
My uncle has
there are
schizophrenia.
people who oppose this alien thing, and they said we mustn't use
What is this
we
in?
mustn't touch this. We need to get these aliens out of here.
Say that again.
And another guy says to him,
What
why
is
don't
this
you
in?
fight these aliens? Like they're good.
He like
They're trying to
it's
touch
like
us. They're trying to
highly
influence us.
paranoid. He always thinks like the police are out to get him. He like does all. He probably has other mental issues too. Like he's like fucking manic. He'll be talking to him, and then also to get really fucking excited and like start talking really fast, and then like I don't know, like I don't know if it's schizophrenia. It's just the bro just got mental issues. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just when you think about it, most of
I know someone
the
with
people
schizophrenia.
like Hitler was like, no, they're going to do the
What's
right
that?
thing here.
I know someone with schizophrenia. They think they can talk to people telepathically.
We did a great episode where the guy could
Yeah, that's like a severe form.
historian of philosophy. philosopher. He basically explains.
Yeah, they think they can talk to people telepathically, and they're going to New York next year to meet these people in New York because they're talking to them telepathically.
Yeah, so they were official.
That's crazy.
Well, they were German too, so they were very efficient.
That sounds like a fun type of schizophrenia.
I think
It sounds like a what?
that's good.
That sounds like a fun type of schizophrenia.
Oh, fuck, yeah, I guess. Living in your fucking sci-fi delusions.
Become less certain of yourself. You realise the fact that you have dark.
Rabbi, what are you doing?
The problem
Creating a Twitter account.
and they feel like
Imagine
and you see this
And by the way,
on the street.
like with my uncle too, I said he has schizophrenia. I don't actually know that. I just think he does. No one's ever told him he has schizophrenia. He never went to the doctor, but he knows he has mental issues. He's also not retarded. He's smart. He's not retarded. So I mean, he knows. He's like, yeah, but I have mental issues. But he's not like, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. Like that's a perfect example. He needs to put himself in like a box, like you're saying. Like he still has those symptoms. Like it exists. It's not like he would like foster to get a K or different. He said the exact opposite. And that's to his credit. I think. I mean, to your credit, I think that's helped him. The fact that he didn't put himself in those boxes probably helped him to a degree.
Imagine having like a type of schizophrenia where you think like you're in like you think you're like a pop star or someone like famous like loves you. Imagine that.
That's a weird stance.
Imagine that. That would be fucking fun.
Yes, yeah.
I've heard of that. I don't know what sort of thing it was, but when it was someone that like I went to school with, they thought they were like you know, like they thought like pop stars like that. They were like white or something. It's funny.
But they have to be checked.
And they talk to them in a dream. They'll dream every night, and they're going to pay like talk to them in a dream. That'd be fun.
A small group of people talking about it. There's still just people talking about it. It's not necessarily representative.
You think that'd be fun, Jason?
Especially if they weren't into it. Most people would
Do you think there'd be any type of schizophrenia that's beneficial to you?
I don't know what we're talking about, but
we just be a little bit more
not really.
we find that there's more than enough room
Schizophrenia?
in this country.
Yeah,
I don't think there'd be any type of schizophrenia that's beneficial to someone's life.
And most people think it's ridiculous. They're not going to vote for a libertarian unless it's a protest vote. You know that.
Okay, what if they have a fucking terrible life? Like they I don't know, like they live in a fucking war-torn country and they're in constant fucking distress, but then they have a form of schizophrenia where they delusion like a perfect life, and like so in their head they're actually having a perfect life. Is that beneficial?
Maybe that's horrible. Maybe that's horrible.
You said maybe that's what?
Maybe that's our lives. Maybe we are in the war country.
I think part of the issue is as well, Joe.
Maybe everyone's schizophrenic.
We don't want to.
Yeah, maybe we're all living in a war-torn country, and we like put it. And every time we go to sleep, we create a delusion of another world and how our lives would have turned out and never go back.
What is this even? What is this argument about?
I'm not even. I was watching a video the other day about someone who had a DMT trip. And they said when they had the DMT trip, they spent what felt like 3 to 6 months there, and they had a whole other life job. And imagine you just had one giant puff of DMT and created a whole other universe for yourself, a whole other world, and a whole other character. When you hit that, when you took that hit.
Maybe my argument isn't as sharp as I initially thought. And for instance, if we're having a discussion, you go, hey Francis, what about
You done that?
It sounded great.
Have I done that?
DMT?
Pretty simplistic and one-dimensional.
No, I don't miss my DMT. Not in this room, but maybe I did in another room.
Yeah,
interesting to me is from another.
What if this life was a heat trip, and then when you die at like 80, you just like wake up to your real life, and you're like, bro, I just lived the whole fucking life.
It's not just that they don't work; it's that they're actually
What
detrimental
if that's
destructive to human beings.
Right. Have you ever heard someone say
What if that?
something and then
yeah? What if that?
yeah,
What if
what
that?
about like okay,
What you gonna do to that?
what about is or for example,
I mean, what would you take away from
what
that?
about is what they're basically saying is I'm not gonna
True
address what
that.
you said, I'm gonna call you on something to make you
It's crazy.
So you
They
start
do.
talking about stuff and now you just try to and this is what most
I mean, here's what I mean.
most people are just trying to
Like what I said is like, if you took it like
arm wrestling
the life that we're in right now, we die when we're 80 or something, and then the whole thing is
competition.
That's why I brought up the single story, because like the opposite thing that happened.
I could joke.
Imagine
Like we'd all be cooked.
Bro, I'd be doing that thing. I'd be taking a dookie trip every day, bro. It's like you're immortal.
Yeah, I guess.
When you're immortal,
You know what I would do.
you can live for hundreds of thousands of years, basically.
Yeah, but
Like a horror game or something.
you never go back. You can never go back.
Why have you spent so much
What do you mean?
What are you going back?
How much does it cost?
Going back to what are you going back to?
If the government's
Back, you can never go back to this life.
I mean, oh, that's fine, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, that'd be so fun.
I don't know.
No, I'm just
But I
kidding.
do know he has his own app on the phone.
I wouldn't want that.
That'd be terrible. Yeah, that'd be terrible.
I would want to live in the real world and do things in the real world.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, but what if this isn't the real world?
Yeah, what if we are in a simulation? That's possible. I think actually unironically possible.
It just seems
You might not even know when you die. Simulation's not going to tell you, hey, by the way, simulation.
And it just becomes about
You're like,
I guess an excellent matter of a simulation.
and then once you
Same
start
thing
thinking
as what
about
we
it,
think
you go, well, if this person is
I mean,
it doesn't matter if this
well,
challenge is actually
We are in a simulation. We're running the simulations. It's just pretty weird fucking shit.
That's okay.
for everybody who's just like,
well, like, maybe, okay, like, we could be like an accident from the simulation, though. Like, they were just trying to simulate, like, a universe, maybe, or something. And then,
it's also again, all these people
like, a universe, life is possible, and then it just happened.
just started on the job. Like what? And
It's also possible.
security that's not FBI security. He doesn't trust the FBI security, so he gets his own security. Imagine that hostile environment.
And look, I want all these people to crush. I want them all to be incredibly
You and
successful
Zoo.
in your country and in our country.
Yeah.
Because it makes our country
Are you a stoner?
Yeah, of course.
No.
And that's what, look,
What's your name, Zoo?
the vast majority of people, when it boils down to
It's a
it, they
record.
don't care about team left, they don't care about team
Uh,
they just want a better country.
It's a character
I want to come to America and go, this is a great
from a
country.
TV.
And I want to come to
It's
Britain
a
and go,
character
this is
from
a
a
great
TV show
country.
called The Triumph.
You never say that because we're British, but
Okay.
It's a new.
very like, dude,
If it was a museum, TV show that ran over here, like it had reruns and it's like really.
yeah.
Well, the popular video, but like it had a bit of a cult following.
I think she's already in the
Are you from Eastern or Western Australia?
Who's already initiated?
Yeah, I mean, there is
Actually, yes, I-
reason that someone's coming around and going,
What's that?
have you got approval for that? They're getting
I am not from Ireland.
Are you from Tasmania?
That's exactly what we
Are you okay? You're like central, like middle of nowhere?
Everybody hates someone who's
What?
They always give you a hard time about your law.
You're not west, east, you're not Tasmania, and you're not in the middle. You're like bottom middle?
But that's, look, I think that's what everybody here wants. I want America to
close.
be incredible, great,
Okay.
brilliant country. I want that for my country as well. I'll be honest with you, I always normally side
I
with
don't really remember the cities, to
but
be
right
honest.
now, I don't care.
I'm in
I
South.
just want the best people
You're in South.
to come out
Okay, so yeah, okay.
better.
You're going to say dumb stuff. I say dumb stuff. You're going to put in procedures that don't
This is
work.
like a
middle.
Get that. But
That's
what
like
I
sort of
want,
middle nowhere
I
though,
think
yeah.
the vast majority of people want is people not
No.
on Team X or Team
No.
Y, but on Team Britain and Team America.
It's near Melbourne.
And you know, there's that saying,
Oh,
show
dude.
me a young man who's not a liberal, and I'll show you who's a
Church,
It's 55.
Show me
It's 55 minutes to get to Melbourne.
Dude, Rabbi, you cannot be laying like that.
Why not?
Like, the idea is that at a certain
Where
point,
are you from? Yeah, no, you gotta guess now. You gotta guess.
more conservative values because it's the only way society can function. That's like kind of simple. The idea is you can't
Maybe you gotta guess, bro.
an actual, true, kind, progressive person
Not East
be
Coast,
successful
not West
life
Coast.
deep into your 60s.
Are you asking me or is that your guess?
It totally. There's
I-
You want me to tell you yes or no to this?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, it's not East or West Coast.
There's a lot of people pretending they're progressive, pretending they're kind, and really they're fucking key investors. There's a lot of people out there who are just aping
South Dakota.
position that they're taking.
Statistically, why would you guess that, bro? There's like a fucking 100,000 people. Okay,
Thinks human
Yes, sir.
nature is imperfect, and that's what it is. You have to deal with that reality. Some people are criminals.
just think statistically.
And the left, particularly as the extreme ends, thinks that you
Statistically.
everything.
It's a big, alright, it's like a big, it's like a well-known place. It's not East Coast and it's not West Coast. Where would it be?
That's what you get, like, the homelessness problem in America. Partly it's about that. It's about
No, you're not right.
The shutdown is terrible. And
Dude,
right? And then you
not
can
Boston. Not Boston.
because anybody can handle
That's good. Okay, to be fair, you're not American.
mentally ill people and drug addicted people.
Not Chicago.
That's not East Coast, but no.
The right, obviously,
No,
it really
wait.
can
That's a
be
decent guess, actually. Chicago's a decent guess. That's a fair guess.
corrupted,
Not Florida.
and you
No.
have to put things.
That's kind of East Coast, technically.
And both those are
You said well known.
in the wrong direction. And that's
It
what-
is well known.
It's very well known. Yeah. You know where I'm from.
It's very well known. It could be its own country.
Everyone does.
It could be its own country, and at one time it was its own country.
Yeah, see? Rabbi knows.
New Mexico.
Not a bad guess either. I mean, it's got the word Mexico in it.
Long time.
At one time, it was its own republic, which is its own country.
I'll give you a hint. Have you ever watched the show SpongeBob?
She looked and then she
Oh,
went
Texas?
Kenazi and
Yeah, there you
said
go.
something which was a clearly anti-Semitic
Yeah,
slur.
Texas.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what? And then looked at Constantine and went,
Fill me in. Why did was SpongeBob from Texas?
No, Sandy was.
See, we walk
Oh,
around
Sandy
North America
is
The
the squirrel. Yeah. Okay.
drive here, so we-
Oh, really?
Was Texas its own?
Yeah, it was its own country. After it, have you ever heard of Six Flags?
And they need help. They
Zoo-
don't need to be there with a fucking shopping cart.
I have, of course, but
Yeah. So the name Six Flags comes from the 6 different countries that Texas has been under. So it's been under the Spanish, the Confederacy, the United States, its own country, I believe, and 2 more. Just one moment, I'll look them up. What Six Flags was Texas under? And it's kind of a controversial.
Spain, Mexico,
Spain, Mexico.
Texas,
Okay, so Spain
US, Confederacy.
and France. So Spain, France, Mexico, the Republic of Texas, the United States, and the Confederate States. And there's a very popular chain of theme parks in the United States that came pretty close to changing their name because they didn't want to have this association with the Confederacy.
Yeah, I remember when I went to
Right.
Let's not emulate them, though.
Oh, you asked when was its own?
Yeah.
When was its own? When was it its own country? When was Texas
It
its own
was like
country?
1848 or like something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. On March 2nd, 1836 to February 19th, 1846. So for like 10 years, it was its own country.
interesting country. I went there. Do you know, like, I went there in 2006.
Hey, what are your thoughts on Arch Manning?
So bad, you couldn't really see the sun midday.
Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Was it like a football player?
Yeah, dude, he's the quarterback of the Texas Longhorns.
Oh.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Okay, that's right. Alrighty, friends. Alrighty, friends. Well, I would love to continue having these.
You going that day?
Yes, sir. Somebody's got to. Alrighty, friends. Continue your talks. God willing, I'll see you on soon. And I've enjoyed being with you. Take care.
And that's how it is until the secret police drive by in their cars and they make this sound, they go, then everybody falls into line, drives perfectly. The secret police car just glides through, everybody's on their best behavior. Then the car goes and everyone's back to going. And you're like, that is massive.
That's how you get control. That's what I'm saying. Let's get a grind squad. Social credit squad. Let's get it together. This is 50-lane holiday traffic jam in China. Oh my God. I have so much anxiety right now.
Does that remind you of LA, Joe?
Look, they're all going through a checkpoint. They have to all go through a checkpoint. That's what the traffic jam's about. Look how they went through the checkpoint.
12 days long traffic
jam. You see how they go through the checkpoint and they're flying through? See, they all go through this.
This is the cold day.
3 hours to pass the toll station. 50 lanes passing the toll station. Oh my God, that's your Look at this insane. And then there's a bottleneck in now. That's not giving people too much control.
Yeah. Japan's interesting. They just have
Yeah. But it's just good for you.
I feel like if you want to go somewhere, you want to feel like an uncultured, uneducated barbarian. Japan's good.
That's not enough time to
Tattoo.
Yeah, that's exposed tattoo. Yeah, well, it's working out with
All tattoos you
No, but this is yeah. Who's that? The samurai killed 6 men on back. Wrote a book on strategy. You never read the book? This is one of the great philosophy books of all time. Because it's about this guy that was one of the greatest samurais ever in the world. So he's like shrouded in and killed 62 men. And one on one, he was loaded up on points. And he's like, to be a great samurai, you have to be a great artist. You have to be a great critic. You have to be a poet. You have to, like, everything you do, you have to do. That's your ability. You have to know all the tools. You learn to survive your shit together. With one-on-one sword fights. He got to the point where he was so bored. He started killing people with oars. So he would carve an oar. Take down the flat part, make it a pole, and they would have a sword. And he'd fight them with the oar. Yeah, with the oar. This big old fucking pole. And they have a sword. Fucking it's like you would show up to shit like that. And you were supposed to do Musashi at like 8 a.m. You'd show up around 4 a.m. with an all. It'd be a fucking nervous wreck. Because he knew he was going to sword fight.
Well, Joe, if the Prime Minister of Britain backs off, it's your fault.
So I don't know. I think it's anything to us, but I got to set up my room. I think we have the space like to use in this fine establishment.
Yeah, I think it's because I put Japanese style tattoos. I think it's the association with tattoos.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of
Yeah.
I do know a guy who has a lot
Is he still put his finger?
He does. I don't think it's part of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a special type of person that's running the
Well, he's living that part of the world.
I thought one of the things I find fascinating about the Yakuza when I read about them is their honor code. They had very strict honor code. So they never messed with old people. Someone was old. In fact, I may be wrong about this, but they just wouldn't get involved basically because they have a reverence for old people. I think women as well were seen as kind of off limits and children. Everyone else, like if you're not obeying or following, that's fair game. Yeah.
Consulting.
Yeah. It's interesting, but like how they even have morality. Like I've seen a lot of interviews with old gangsters, particularly from the the Craze era. You know, and there was one guy that was Mad Frank Fraser. And this guy was really cool guy, and I saw him he told me a story like he was like, you know, I was going for a walk along with him, and I see the governor once worked for our choice for many years. So I didn't like it. So what I did I went and got one mate, got a wife, and we got podcast. The problem is, people are hanging so can I reach the second branch? Because I'm only a journalist, we can hang it. Laughing and looking, it's like, it's so funny because he's this charming, funny little guy, and I remember as a kid watching the audience laughing, going, oh, that's funny. You know, and then you go, and then he went, oh, go on stand. I didn't join to I only did it to for him, that was his honor.
Welcome back to Tennis Shop.
That's the term we use for a guy. He was a rascal.
Watch it right now. You know what to do. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon if you want to. Everything is on Spotify. Rate and review. That's not correct. No. Also, I like how you're like the retweeting them typically like if we get Apple Podcasts go today. I mean, I was just pulling random things. I was like, if you give us enough Patreon subs, if you rate and review my own podcast, right? Like Trainers or our own podcast, you stay on. We Nothing about Gerardo, but it's reviews that can't be barely watching.
He's vouching baseball. Some guy
Is that a dig on our dress? Oh, you have it out.
fuck this guy's
Louis
wife.
Felfis, that's General Felfis.
He's been twice into his 472 remains. That's a located.
Oh yeah, he just came out of the hole. You're like, is it? What day is it?
So they found that body in the barrel.
Here yet?
I think that was. Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what's because we made the
Just watching the time lapse of them dropping that body
But it's good. I remember Ricky Bobby 420. I know he was in Europe. Yeah, Ricky Bobby. I think he said it was like the party.
Have you ever seen Casino?
Or something.
Yeah, and it talks about all of this stuff. I remember I was trying to watch it, so I haven't seen this movie in ages. Let's put it on. And you know, like all those movies, when you go to on a plane, you kind of just like stuff talking about whatever. You're not really. Even if it's on this tiny little screen, it was like zoom straight in, and it talks about all of this stuff. And I think, God, what a great movie! You know, that movie, and
I want to shout somebody out there.
and the way they disposed of people were like, yeah, we're going to have like,
Big TV jobs. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good dig. Boner alert! What up, Bob? Was the couple drinking about this? Yeah, I mean, nobody matters. I want to cigarettes myself.
people still.
It's comments equated Vegas was better when the balls were There's also what's that one survive? Alice House relative. We're not sure. Oh yeah, she. That'd be an ultimate trailer. You want to pay minimum wage? I should pay. I should just run their socials.
So how much of that is to go?
Oh, I let Elon shout out. Oh, tons more Cowboys. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just.
Yeah, so, we still have the timer, but they reveal the timer's going to be a little bit longer today because today we're going to rewatch the Gringo Popular. To do this on the anniversary of yeah, I hope there's something. The crowd turned out.
You know, because I used to teach in the East End of London, and there's still legends about Ronnie and Reggie. And the one thing that they always used to say about Ronnie and Reggie, they go, yeah, they were bad.
This was back during the special time, you know. Jared, Chappelle, Sonoma, every guy's never met him.
And here's the wild thing, I saw two boys in this school, and you guess what their names were? Two brothers.
I tried to just funny and great faces. Well, they all act.
Somebody actually makes that trip.
Figure. So that's common sense. He's a thick guy. I mean, he's a thick maybe athletic injuries. He's always racing.
Yeah, there was a good name.
We actually went to the comedy show in our town during the pandemic. There was a guy in Africa who was called Daylo. No. He was a trivia.
Like the two specials that he had.
Yeah, they named him us.
Showtime, which we also watched.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Showtime special. I got connections. I had friends back home trying to make a video for that.
Yeah, I remember when like
We do this again. We took the whole
they were just saying
account.
to him, people were talking, they were like, you know what, Ronnie's not doing well at school.
I'm not leaving. So,
I'm like, yeah, I wonder why.
I'm going to be home on the
He's
Facebook.
named off the one of the notorious gangsters of British history.
There's a new producer, but you'd be surprised at who it is.
You know what I
We
mean?
have a surprise in store for you. Well, we will watch the surprise on the beach. And yes, it's because the company is what I'm doing. Oh yeah, ours. I we have two blitzes. These balls deep. That guy's all, even when everyone's running like, I don't understand why Charlie left. He was like, fuck you. His explanation is perfect. One of my favorite comments was, Charlie doesn't make any sense.
Friend of mine, he grew up in my son's chair. Not basically because the story was so outlandish that she knew God.
You're not taking comments in. When you comment on flappers, it's hilarious. You can comment on stuff if you want. You don't matter until you can say it.
No.
They hate it.
So 6 months of the year, he would do contract gigs. Anyways, and the other 6 months, he would use that money to go on college to live in Africa where he could still coach. And I was like, really? This was like,
I really got close to memorizing the first time. I know I say I'll do something. Don't you hate people that say they'll do something?
That's very British though. British people love pets a lot more than English people. Like, if you hurt an animal, you're like a fucking I don't know.
Yeah, well, I want to memorize the whole thing, but here's the thing, though. It's not just memorization, because Aqua has has a very specific delivery of words that sand. So I want to mimic that too. There's a few people that have done it already. It was on Tim Heideker's podcast, he did it. And then also, very well done, Milan. Video where he wears the Kim Jong-un mask. You don't have that chick that has a chain.
It's also got plastic as well. It's a very good.
That looks like Kim Jong-un. Very good. Milan has the best range. Whatever else.
you've never heard them shag outside your bedroom window at 3 in the morning.
Say what again? You'd be surprised the first question is maybe put in my heart. Pringle Poppy is #1. It's the one I had the most fun watching. Now the intro to I think should be surprised. Pretty next. And the intro that you're surprised is with the Pringle Poppy. That's the whole special. He's a homeless person and a woman. Pretty good. He also has to work at you get to see the growth of Bob. He builds up churches, just surprising. There's homeless, there's him as a woman, he's working in the
There's something about that small dog energy.
What does this have to do with
So adorable. They're so adorable.
I've been kept up many a night for hearing those videos having far better sex than I could ever dream.
I said, you with me, I cannot use this thing. I don't know if anybody knows or I haven't seen him. Shout out to Ivan. Ivan is the lawyer that gave me the yes. He's probably the only listener to this. I mean, people have suggested songs that maybe too. But okay. Well, there we go. Special worse than no, dude. It is not. I mean, you can debate. I don't see it, but nothing is worse.
It's wild. It's wild. I was doing this gig, secret show, and he showed me footage from his garden. They had a mountain lion, a cougar coming. No, it wasn't. It was a wild bobcat. That was it. A bobcat came into his garden. This thing is like a small cube, and it had its cubs with it. It was incredible.
I want to watch when he comes jokes. You can't do this with every video on Rick's right. Yeah. We could do it on Patreon. That's how you tell it.
Texas has more tigers in captivity in private collections than all of the wild.
So heavy. The best quality.
Just us.
He's nervous to do, and so he's like coming out pretending to be really happy. Oh, I can't believe I'm in Texas. In LA, all they do is make fun of me for my speech impediment.
You know, my dad in the 70s used to work for the council in London, like local government, and he was saying that there was a guy who owned a scrapyard and was so pissed that people were stealing scrap. He bought on the black market a lion guy and just changed it up.
When he bought a lion on the black market,
But the nacho cheese. Daddy.
I want to get that tablet on lock somewhere. You got like that lock for the line. Well, have a good one.
Nacho cheese. And you know, if somebody knows
someone's into someone's yard because they want to steal something, and you're confronted by a lion.
Imagine you're one of 4 migrants that's wandering.
Don't do that. We are not saying you get a tattoo or you go poppy in your arm. I know there's some people that however going to always right.
I would imagine that.
Yeah, you might get that.
Hopefully. It's just like the San Francisco story. Remember those kids that go on Pine Town? The tiger jumped over the fucking fence. They didn't realize the fence was only so behind. The tiger jumped over. Killed one kid.
He didn't just hit you with a good joke. Honestly, he could have just walked off the stage.
Make sure there's group.
Yeah, so don't wind up the monster. Take the piss.
If you're one of those
That's so great.
T-Bow squad across the river, they don't know exactly where they're going. They have to set the direction. Wind up on some guy's property.
is that still going on or is that been stopped?
Look, it's gone. I think, what is the number? How many people are there? It was thousands of people.
You know how you get when you got nacho cheese. You got nacho cheese.
But they do know
You wait that line. Oh, dude, that's let's get 100,000 subs and then
which is there's no
I would love to. I would love that.
there's no reason, no matter how kind you are and passionate, how much you think people from third world countries American dream, that's fine. But let's find out. Let's find out.
Would you guys like it if we had Andy on? Of course they do, but I'm just trying to engage. That's like Kanye West going on stage and be like, y'all want me to sing a song? Me and the crowd's like, of course we do.
You're forcing that.
But they want to get every comments like, let's try Donald J. Shaw.
It can't be right.
This special was 25 minutes long. 25 minutes left. The longest special. And a lot of people are saying it's really good. I never did anything wrong. I never made any jokes about Chili Brown.
Also, a lot of people were saying actually these people can have fun at a lower level.
People think my wife, I never said that she's a Taco Bell mystery. I said that she's born in California.
94% fewer illegal
Mexican heritage. Oh yeah, you guys actually. You want it on a Rogan, man?
That's a big number. 94% good. So there's still chance. And it's
Oh
probably
yeah,
still
we fuck the shit out of this. Joey Rogan's watching. Sorry,
you gotta get scared of people who are not criminals are getting like lectured up and deported and sent to like El Salvador prison. I read some story. Glenn Greenwald,
The gay barber guy.
it's scary. Is that true? Is that story accurate?
I don't think we know.
I want to apologize that we
Well,
haven't
from what I
watched
read, I think there's a Time magazine, James, if you can pull it up, maybe we can get it accurate. But basically, with a bunch of these kind
Once I
of
do that, I will have more
allegedly they got one guy who, at least one guy who wasn't a criminal, who was just a gay barber. I think, according to the story, came here legally. He was illegal.
Oh yeah, that's
That's what they said.
thank you, Adam.
Don't know. I don't know what the details are. Maybe James can find it. From what was said in that story. Now, this is a problem, right? Because the mainstream media has been putting out so much shit that I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
And so it's difficult, but it's something that we actually brought up in one of our conversations with YouTube guys. We brought this up because I think we talked about this with those as well. When you do things quickly and you do things aggressively, that's how you get shit done. But that's also a mistake. And I think a human being being plucked out of nowhere and then ending up in a country he's never been in a maximum security prison with gangs seems like a bad idea. I don't think that should be controversial.
This is the thing, maybe twice.
No, that's not the first time.
Really good.
Oh, first time. Oh, okay. Sure, doing it live. Let's see if you get shit on it. Live chat, certified homeless.
How long before that guy comes out? We figure out that it's out. Is there any plan in place?
Definitely wasn't number 10.
That's when it came to
Think about it from a government perspective, and this is where I think it gets quite sinister. Once you've done that, the incentive structure is never going to be to admit that and seal it. The incentive structure is to say nothing, to cover it up, to pretend it didn't happen, right? So someone ends up in a black hole, but we've seen it. We've seen it in every country, including in Europe.
Were you talking about like you want to go back to your guys who was vaccinated? I can't even remember now. That was so long ago. The most vaccinated women, that's who I'm interested in. I get that way when I go back to my house. The most vaccinated women around.
Around them, just random accuse one of the gang members. Did you find the story, James? The Time magazine. The thing is, like, what that's the does prison know now? Does someone else back to that one and pull out of there?
Well, this is it. So the answer, I think, is we don't know at this moment. Look,
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's horrific.
this is also a large part of why this happening is because of illegal immigration. So you have this, and look, I'm half Venezuelan. You had Tren de Aragua, which causes chaos in Venezuela. It comes to the US, it causes horrendous amounts of chaos in the US. And that's all. But also as well is an ordinary, decent, hard-working Venezuelans who all they want to do, their entire country has gone to shit. Who have come here illegally, they just want to work, they want to get ahead, they have jobs, they just have families, they're trying to make ends meet. And all of a sudden, all you hear is Venezuela does this, Venezuela does that. And you're like, God, you know, it charged all of us with that black. You know, I was walking in New York and I saw this group of this Venezuelan family, and they were there begging for money and whatever else. And maybe it just hits harder because, you know, they're from where I'm from, where my mom's from. And you just go, it just tarnishes all of us. But the reality is, like I said before, most of them are just good, decent, hard-working people. But because
guys almost cross
because you're not letting
This is
people,
the problem, is
you're
that you need to
not
watch
getting
yourself.
the worst of society. The worst of society
guilty
is
of this myself.
everybody else is bad.
It gives everybody a bad name, but also
He clearly doesn't
you
because
have
no
to
one
wonder
will
why
like
that's being done. Is that being done on purpose? Do you want more crime and more civil unrest? Is this part of the goal? Why else would you do
fair
this?
enough.
Why do you want to disrupt society this way and allow this to take place? Allow the possibility
The guy
of
that
some
got
sort of
like he
gang
liked it, so they
anything
got
harder with it.
he commented again on the license.
There's one in Paul as well, Chris.
Just shitting out there again.
Photojournalist
He didn't get as many, but I was
in El Salvador
he
is
watched
guard
it.
beat a man whose
Probably
life was
just
and a gay Venezuelan barber makeup artist was seemingly falsely accused of being a gang member and rendition by the Trump administration that literally no due process. So they have a photograph that looks like these guys. A young man saw in the dark vision before he said, "I'm not a gang member, I'm gay, I'm a barber." I believed him, began to whimper as he spread his roughness shade, holding his hands in prayer as his hair fell. He asked for his mother and cried as it slapped him. Jesus Christ.
I sent you the full story, John, if one of you people that Daniel was on board. Yeah.
People are like, oh
They
yeah.
haven't commented on it, but there is a full story that I sent you.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's awful that, you know, you put yourself in that person's shoes.
Like, hell yes.
What's terrifying about that is that you think about what that poor guy is going through. You know, if this story is real, what that guy's going through, that is literally the stuff of nights. That's literally the stuff of nights. You have no recourse to any type of justice. There's no due process. You get rounded up. You then get kicked out of the country. You're in a maximum security prison with some of the most rich
What you know about the 21-year-old makeup artist Boston El Salvador immigration attorney said a gay Venezuelan makeup artist seeking asylum in the U.S. was wrongly detained as a gang member and deported to El Salvador. The case becoming a flashpoint in the debate over the Trump administration's deportation of hundreds of migrants to an renamed El Salvador mega prison. So again, part of this fucking horrible.
But if you think about it, Joe, like I say, if you're rounding up hundreds of people, mistakes are going to get one, and you then have to have a system that allows you to amend and make adjustments.
We're going to get a
You are
document.
absolutely, it can't be dirty.
No,
If I could be involved,
and this is the trouble with government. Incentive structures go wrong. Like to admit that is now embarrassing. Right? And it's scary. We have the same problem in the UK in terms of illegal immigration, and if we ever get a government that's going to deal with that, we're also going to have to remove a lot of people if they're there illegally. They shouldn't be there. A lot of them are. You know, like I said, we have the report that says they're way more likely to commit sexual crimes, way more likely to commit crimes, way more likely to commit crimes. We are going to have to remove them, but you have to do it in a way where there's due process and a respect.
Are they trying to remove them in England?
No.
They're
saying they are.
So with mistakes like that,
Correct.
On the AMA, some I can't
It's not
remember
like it's
Sean's
country.
AMA.
You deport people back to their
I think
country.
Sean might have hinted this word.
it's just, what was the story with the students that got arrested for writing op-ed?
Is that the lead guy? Or
Is that the girl from the Korean girl from? Is that the Korean girl from Columbia University? I don't know.
There's so many of them. There was a woman who got arrested for writing some sort of this Turkish speech at South University. Latest Palestinian support stepped up in
That's pretty good, Bob. That's amazing.
What did
That is pretty good.
she get arrested
It's
for?
put on a wig for
Have you seen this one?
I saw it, but I haven't
I know
seen it.
this people. Oh, could you just need to wear a wig and you can pick up
Just like that.
Oh, really?
The engaged in activities and support from our support.
I mean, you're impressive. I'd have to get like in better shape.
Yeah, what does that mean? I heard she wrote some piece
I saw.
on his.
I don't know what the law of that is because she's not an American national.
Right.
But instinctively, I'm just like, that's a lot. That's like crazy.
I think she's been on America since she was 7.
That would be funny.
I thought she had a student visa.
I think she's been in America since she was very young. I think that's one of the things that I read.
She'd previously been arrested in April 2024.
If you've been watching long enough to know Miguel is
Taking part in protests and being a person. So it seems like they're really trying to crack around to protests, right?
And I'm in two minds about that because I think on the free speech basis, let's say I don't know the law. Second place.
Oh, this is the second person that was arrested? Oh, second pro-Palestinian from the university protester. Okay, so it's this second person who was arrested. Yeah. That's like we were arresting people for protest, or are they protesting and also causing violence?
Does anybody know who he's talking about? I remember his actual.
But I think the legal thing from what I've read is very complicated because if someone is not a U.S. national, they may be subject to
John
rules or they may not because they might be states. But from a purely political perspective, someone being arrested for that.
What is it? He's going to say it's
Arrested and sisters trying to immigration officers near her apartment was Scott University Somerville campus. She was a PhD student. Plainclothes officers surrounded Ostrich as she walked alone. Deal with surveillance video of police show the officer did not show her badge. Restrained the video shows. She affiliated with prestigious universities to be arrested for reporting activities related to terrorist organizations under the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. So what did she say?
Engage in activities to support
Without specifying what they were especially with just protest. I don't know.
Look, the counter argument of this, and I think it's one that I, as someone who visits the United States, also feel is like, I don't think the United States would have given this person a visa if she had told them this is what she plans to do in America, right? So that's their argument. That's the argument that Marco Rubio is making, which is if we'd known you were going to do this, we were never going to give you a visa.
I think that this is the one that I'm thinking about.
No, that's the Korean girl from the university.
Oh, okay. And we're talking about
Yes. But I don't know.
Just say you got vaccinated.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't know how many minutes this is part of the business.
But that's the one you're thinking to go to business. She was 7 years at Columbia student.
Don't make sense.
Yeah. So Columbia is a hotbed. Yeah. I wonder why. Why particularly Columbia?
Well, there have been a lot of protests about how it's
I also love this part. It's like you want to hear laughter after how
We're rapidly approaching the time where America is going to have a very uncomfortable debate as to what is acceptable and what is unacceptable when it comes to being able to come here legally and legally to
this producer talking to me. I don't know that.
even if they attend protests.
I was just thinking about
where is the line? Because we're going to have to make a decision. Because until we do that and we start to actually apply the law as it's meant to be applied and put certain laws in place, then
those
these
guys
type
are
of
really
things
funny. Check them out if you haven't
will
seen
continue to happen.
great guys.
100% especially
Either one of them are more guys. But they watch it and they talk about how there's laugh track. They're like, oh, let's laugh track. And then at the end, they say things we can't say. And that is very cool. And they get up and they're like, they walk. Kind of like he does in the special because they're so shocked. And the other guys are he keeps rolling his head, taking his hands. He's trash. He's trash. Oh, we just got 1,000 views, dude. Oh, wow. Number first guy, me. All right, let's go. Takes down a year, and give an actor with a big dick.
I went to
You can
UCLA
convince people to get a
last
vaccine.
year. I went to pro demonstration. And I just went around just interviewing people.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, thank you for Yes. Oh my
And
God.
one of the kids said to me, was he was trying to get into the Bible, he was like, you know, most of the people who are doing it, they're not UCLA. They're not
Clap hard.
What do they do? He goes, look, fair enough, if you want to protest and you go to UCLA, that's all cool, whatever. Number one, don't stop me from getting an education when my parents are paying X amount for it. But number two, but he pointed at one of the dudes, he was like, that guy's about 42. I know he doesn't go to my college. Why is he here protesting?
Yeah, and you're right. And there are a lot of foreign
it was a TV show for kids, and they brought it back. I went to watch it.
There's a lot of pushes these directions.
But a good
These
show.
are not organic. Just bring some neutrality numbers on organic. These are not organic. There's a narrative. I mean, that was during the Kamala Harris administration.
Oh,
Or
no.
during the
Jim
campaign.
Lippin.
You saw these inorganic moments where they filled these arenas with people. They were paid. And they spent how many billion? $2 billion over the course of 3 months to do this and fail? But it's like you're manufacturing this passion, manufacturing this movement. And a lot of people
As comedians, that's called
I'm sure you saw
being back in Dallas. No, when you do a joke and you're like, because they didn't do that. That's what you think? Yes. I'd have to watch it again. Let's watch it one time.
She's got to win.
That laugh is not
Come to it. Like, it's really
and also the audio coverage.
so hard.
Yes. But I still think the same thing about I really think he's pretty and yeah, so he's just like when he does that, or when he's thinking about the next bit, he goes back to the this like
And this is what happened with the level of
almost as if
cancellation
somebody
as well,
told
where
him like
it was a very small number of people who made themselves look a lot bigger online in order to then get companies to back down, to get universities to back down, in order to get other organizations who were just scared of the bad attention to back down. I look at a lot of stuff that happens on social media and go, there's no fucking way that's got 80,000 likes. There's not, that's not, you know.
if I were to say how hot they were, you guys seem good because I might be
It's one of the things that I'm really hopeful Elon can solve with X. Is just that was one of the things he said when he took over that we need to do with the health problem. I think there's more to do on that front.
Because with AI,
Dallas in every city. His CT flares up. He's like in Ohio. It's like, I love you, Dallas. Oh, sorry, guys. That's my CT flared up. If the CT flares up,
this guy is not
just every once in a while,
and probably
sorry about that.
it's like groundswell of
Forgot it was an ice.
and then a bunch of people hop on. And they think,
Can you find Texas ladies got a big old
Tesla. These people are fed up. That's why they're going to Tesla dealerships. No, they're
That'd be funny if you said that. How are you doing, Texan ladies? They're like,
So they
oh,
put pressure on people and drop those. This is what's going on. You're watching it as organic normal. It's publishing. You're watching it like
And that's the thing that really worries everybody is at a very basic fundamental level. I don't know.
oh, it's great to be back where JK was shot. That's the worst joke I've ever seen it laugh. Shut up, Mavericks. We really. That's my Scottish sense of this.
People, I think we all need to understand, you to a great extent, us to a lesser extent, we're not real people to people online, we're just avatars. And the thing is, this knowledge,
That guy
knowledge, see here, we're all up.
tripping on
So
something.
here, we get more so much.
that's what people are just a little too smart to do.
Right, sit there. I'm taking this radio.
like everybody on the outside of like people that
Yeah,
are,
we the kids are European
you know,
tournaments. Our team has to strict code
kind of
protocol.
like a movie star, royal their 5-6 celebrities.
Honestly, though, you know, if you guys really want us to get to
So they
Europe,
don't seem like normal
you
people.
gotta subscribe. You gotta join the main job. We're a bit far from getting to Europe because we're a day off of almost losing the producer.
But
So
there's some people
you
that
need to
really
subscribe
are.
and review and rate and all that stuff. I'll go to Europe. I'd like to. I'm trying to get global entry right now.
You know, it's
hard to get
there's
interviews.
like people that have worked for the CIA right
Yeah,
now
I
on
mean, if you want us to do that,
telling you what to do. That
help us out. That's
great.
Comic vendor deck right there. Andrew Dicey, that's you, buddy.
We are going through episodes
Best baseball players ever. Yeah.
bombarded with constant information, having unprecedented access to each other and information, and also watching all snatch up more and more control.
Haters on here, dude. Looking for more likes on the live channel. Getting into 100. I wouldn't even do it any faster. This guy hates Berg any faster.
More and more be required.
I know. How does it feel when you always in the comments?
And that's why people like Jeff Bezos
Start a show about
So we still need to run. So
the fuck word. Don't encourage teacher. Oh, jeez, don't do it, dude. Yeah, you just say it. Might just be
I agree with you. That is good. Do you think any journalist is going to be allowed to write a piece about criticizing them?
people keep getting taught it and shit.
And that comes back to our Lord of the Rings conversation because even well-intentioned people who are doing things that we might like, everyone's got a connection, especially billionaires.
Boy, thanks for wrapping this up. I appreciate you both very much. It's always good to talk to you. I'm happy you do it often. And I'm very happy
Joe, can I just say one thing? I've got to look out for you. It's been charged and confidential in August. August 18th. I finished it yesterday. Yeah, it does. Particularly the printing industry in the UK. Yeah. So it's coming out. It's all about being a teacher of ways to get people.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Well, come back. Come back.
Yeah.
Sure, level everywhere.
I've got a substack, he's got a
So it's
substack.
just the context.
And your shows anytime
Yeah,
a week?
you two
We
watch
put
this
2 episodes out every week. So Wednesdays and
YouTube
Sundays.
executives watch this.
You do like Substack episodes, like your
Controversial.
So yeah, on our Substack, on the trigonometry Substack, you get to hear the guest answer your questions. So people send their questions.
And I have to step in.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, people love that.
That's a great idea. That's a good way to add up to that.
Yeah, that's what we're always thinking about. How do we offer people who support our sexual addict? Unlike the people on the internet say we're controlled opposition paid by blah blah blah, we're actually just paid by our fans.
That's actually a very good idea that we'll let the fans actually have questions.
Yeah,
There's some fun things.
a lot of them are good ones, and what we often do as well is we list them before the interview. Can't get them in at the end, we'll actually kind of incorporate them into the discussion. So,
I don't talk to numbers, guys.
Appreciate you both very much as always.
thank you.
That is one of the funniest things Mark ever said to me. Like, before we just started talking, he texted me. He said, "Hey, real quick, great guy, special time. That time was really special. And when he hacked Shop's account, not that I met, it was like 8 people from time that saw that. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, it was a top
Good job, good experience.
Train by day, show wrestling podcast by night, all day.
Oh my god! So much easier. Shit. Yeah, time for my favorite time of the week, baby.
absolutely. Like when people make fun of the way I dress or whatever, coloring my hair, my piercings, and you know, it's like, is it going to change at some point? And I am hitting an age where I'm like, I can't just do a hard shift one day. But it is funny to think like, I can't see myself at 65. I think doing some of the stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Why not? Who gives a shit?
You can, but it's also like I feel if I saw it, I'd have 1,000,001 jokes about it.
Right.
But still, at the end of the day, you're like, you know, I walk out and go, I forgot my pocket scarf. I gotta go back upstairs.
As long as you're still funny, you can pull it off. But when you're bombing with red hair and 3 nose rings,
that's true. That is
as
true.
long as you stay funny.
That's why when I first started, I tried to blend in whatever I was. I started in that black circuit, so like, I had so much FUBU shit on.
Oh, there you go.
Just like, jerseys and stuff. So I definitely played it up. The funniest was having a big silver chain with a cross, and I'm Jewish. Like, just really was like, they'll like me more if I have a cross.
When I first started, I thought you had to dress like those guys on the Improv. So I got a blazer and I rolled the sleeves up. And I had like a wacky t-shirt that I wore.
The costume.
Yeah, the costume. I had a button under your blazer, some wacky button.
I watched all those shows growing up, even the Improv, Caroline's Comedy Hour. The evolution of comedy is insane.
It's pretty intense. Yeah.
The evolution of, just like the fact that these guys, I've watched, we'll always laugh and go back to Bill Kirschenbauer. Do you know that? That was the guy, he played, he was the coach on a sitcom. We got a sitcom called Just the 10 of Us. We had like 8 kids or something. He was a good coach. It was a spin-off show of some sort, but he was just like a zany comic. He just would go on stage and he was just loud and weird. I said, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But these were the guys who made the rounds.
Right.
Monologists.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like their act just got into a sitcom. Like, that was a real strategy back then. You had an act that could get you to a sitcom. That's all everybody wanted.
When I did New Faces in Montreal,
Right
my
now,
manager,
bitch.
Sam Terrible,
Welcome to Target, motherfucker.
I mean, he's just pushing the old advice. He was like, don't be yourself at all. Write a set that's going to be what's your sitcom, basically, and dress, you know, a certain kind of dress like for stage. I didn't know how to like nice clothes. I had like black loafers and straight leg, like dark blue dungarees, a short sleeve and a short sleeve like blue button down shirt. It looked ridiculous, and it was so dramatic. It's also funny too doing it as long as I have now, 27 years I think I've done it. Like the hilarious like fake emotion you put into things. I remember having my daughter was a baby when I did New Faces and talking to the picture backstage before I went on stage. Like, all right, we're gonna go do it, and then had a mediocre set, and all I got from New Faces was like a MTV2 talking head one-off. Like, what were they thinking? What were they wearing? MTV2.
You remember those things? Where you would just start talking shit about people?
That's it.
Yeah, they would just clip it up.
They took, they wouldn't. I did a couple of them. They didn't air most of it. And the one I always remember is when I go back to MTV for anything, they would always do like just pass like the segment around. And it was Fiona Apple on an award show years ago. It was such an award show that started recording. The great Maya Angelou. Something, and I was like, Maya Angelou. I was like, what is she talking about Maya Angelou? Look, we all loved her as Weezy Jefferson, and I enjoyed her pancake syrup, but and then they were like, yo, you can't call Maya Angelou Aunt Jemima. I'm like, but I'm kidding. But I'm kidding, though. I know Maya Angelou.
Wasn't it funny that they took Aunt Jemima off of Aunt Jemima? But that was an actual lady who was an entrepreneur.
Yeah, they just get rid of it because no one's paying attention to why.
They just decided They just decided that Aunt Jemima was racist.
Uncle Ben.
But that's true, right? I mean, this is not a TikTok net, is it? Make sure that's true. I might have got doing that. I should say reels. Whether or not Aunt Jemima was a real entrepreneur, I'm pretty sure it's true. I think it's based on a real woman, and I think she just was like an awesome cook and put together some fucking pancakes.
Some great pancakes.
Also, her name wasn't Jemima. That's the real lady. Yeah.
You can tell me that's. You can tell me that's.
Hold on.
That looks like racist propaganda.
Look at this. Eyes in town, honey. Okay. All arguments out the window. Eyes in town, honey. Okay, unless you are an actual black person saying that, you can't break that down. But you know that was some fucking egghead
Somebody get on the Bud Lights,
advertising
baby.
executive put that together, and then the poor guys at printing press has to keep double checking. He's like, "Are you sure we're gonna do this?"
Apostrophe S?
Okay, it's how they speak. Oh, I don't know, man. Oh, bro. I don't want to get involved in this. Damn, that was a crazy picture. I just went to I was looking at an art gallery in Philly recently that had like a Dr. Seuss exhibit. I forgot Dr. Seuss had all those like crazy racist drawings and stuff.
Right. What were
It was just like, a hunter, like with like a savage, like giant lips and stuff like that.
right? Yo, it's like the most crazy shit that caught me off guard is Art Crumbs.
Yeah.
You know Art Crumb? The like 70s sort of psychedelic comic book guy. He was very popular when I was a kid living in San Francisco, and then when I was an artist. And I was like, I used to love this stuff. I was like, God, this guy's so weird. And then I saw some of like super racist work.
And it really is. The explanation is like, yeah, it's a different time.
He had some just weird shit on him, like riding on giant women. You ever see the documentary that they did on him?
No, but I know it. Yeah, I've never seen
It's
it.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Because his brother is super weird, and his mother is super weird. And, here's this guy wearing a tie, real pervert. It's like openly a pervert, but like a brilliant artist.
That's pretty, yeah.
Art
It is amazing though. I went to a musician's house New Year's Eve and first moved to New York. It was 20 some years ago.
Somebody became homeless
And
during
he
that.
invited me and
Oh,
my
guys, like, what the
and we
fuck?
went to
No.
this
Stop
club,
posting
and it
this.
was covered in like Sambo paintings. There's like black people at the party. It was just like, yeah, it's art. And like, I don't know if I'd cover my house and something I have to explain every one of them to people. I go, no.
Yeah, you have a lot of choices. You have flower.
Actually, it's so funny when someone makes strong decisions that they have to change their ways. I used to drive strippers to bachelor parties to be the bouncer. Zero skills to handle that whatsoever. I took the job as a fat kid that went to see naked girls for free. And I ended up at a bachelor party with two brothers. It was one of the brothers there, and he was covered in like swastika tattoos and all kinds of crazy shit. And the strippers were not both white, for sure, but there's also black people at this party and stuff like that. And I don't know the explanation you guys have to give, but I talked to one of their black friends and he was like, hey, is it weird to ask, but like these guys are all covered in like swastika and racist tattoos. Oh yeah, they just got caught up in some bullshit when they were teenagers. They're good dudes. He's like, wow, they're still wearing short sleeve shirts, huh? That seems strange. Like, you think these guys would be like wearing Terrell Owens bodysuits, like to cover that up.
It's like one of the arguments where you should be
I just having the brains fully formed.
Yeah, when you're a boy, your brains, women mature younger, but when you're a boy, your brain's fully formed at 25, able to make solid decisions.
Decisions the girls would protect you if you're that brave.
Very few swastikas.
Very few swastikas.
Like, what are the numbers of swastikas on girls versus on dudes? We can Google that, please. What percentage? Like, what
I think it's
percentage?
just that one girl, the character that Fairuza Ball played in everything's 3X. I just read a thing recently. It's made me laugh so hard. You know this movie, Everything's 3X.
Yes.
I remember that movie. That movie was crazy. Great movie. Crazy movie. Ending is such a question mark on it.
Right.
And if you recall, like, he goes to prison, he reforms himself, comes out, he tries to get his brother out of that mindset of being a white supremacist, and then he succeeds basically in telling him the story of what happened to him in jail. And then the next day he walks his brother to school, his brother gets killed by a black kid, shoots him in the chest, and he dies. And then he goes in to save him, where he goes in there and just cries, screaming, like, what have I done? His brother's dead now. And then they end the movie. The director, who apparently was a lunatic, him and Edward Norton fought the whole time over like how the movie should go. But the director's the ending he wants was going to smirk in the mirror and walk off. So I was like, we should have played Back in Black. We have to say, he's back, and he's racister than ever. Just imagine if he smiled. He would like a Schwarzenegger movie ending to American History X. That's so crazy that he wanted to do that. I mean, not the song, but that is kind of they should have played the song. Yeah, he was just smoking. He just say that. Everybody would be so mad. Imagine you teased it up, just at the end, like you have this brilliant movie, and at the end, just total cheese ball, curveball. Oh, man, I remember taking a date to go see,
Has a cheese spot.
So
that, it's with everything, when you put it all together, that's paints, it's a painted air. Shot. Well, you know what else is not just that? My keys.
John Cena.
Nice.
School campus.
Yeah.
Omar Epps, Tyler Banks, Michael Rappaport was great. Higher Learning. I took this movie, Higher Learning. The movie, at the end of the movie, Michael Rappaport was crazy. So he was these guys were like hardcore on campus skinheads. But they still got well. White power. All right, I got social studies in a few minutes. I gotta go. Oh, hey, you finished the Army Crosses together? What year is this? 95. Yeah, right when I graduated high school. And I take her to see this movie. Said the movie is Rappaport joins the skinhead group. Black people on this campus. A lot of things. The black party going on. I think a white kid tried to rape a girl, Christy Swanson, and then all the black guys go to help and kind of beat up the kid who raped her. And the cops, of course, cops getting black people to save the rapist. Then Michael Rappaport goes nuts. He goes on top of the school and starts picking off black people. Oh, yeah. Starts picking off black people. One of them kills Omar Epps' girlfriend, Tyler Banks. And then she gets into a fight. Omar Epps and gets into a fist fight. And then the cops break it up and start beating the shit out of Omar Epps. And then Michael Rappaport pulls a gun out on the cops when they're trying to stop him. And I don't it seems trying to keep the situation calm so a little more crazy happens. But they're going like, it's okay, son. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to be while you hold the gun and then Michael Rappaport kills himself. That's how that ends. And then at the end, there's like a concert happening, and they just put the word unlearn across the screen. And you can just hear black people in the audience go, what the fuck? And I was like, yo, let's go. Let's go. And she was like, what? And I was like, no, let's go. And do not let these credits start. Let's get in the car. And I don't know how bad it got out there, but it was yelling, a lot of yelling. It was a scary movie. There's no point in a movie where a white person got their due. It was always like, a white person fucks over black people, and then the cops are like, you can make a movie like that. Yeah. You know? Right, but there wouldn't be a million signature proof that this shouldn't be a thing or whatever. Well, it's also preposterous.
I don't see the connection.
Just to argue it. Like, you pretend this is
I am entertained. I think we're all
college campus. How about ever? This is crazy. Like, you found the one lecture which used to study. The one college there's a white power open. What? Walking around, tattoos out. And all the cops are openly racist. Like, not just like there's a racist cop, just like there's a racist fucking
shop strikes me.
Racist everything. The racist kind of stuff. Yeah, but no, they make it like that. Today's meeting is like, all right, let's round up some blacks, make sure these whites are okay.
His actions are
so crazy.
Why doesn't he? I don't know. I mean, why doesn't he?
I just watched that Adolescence.
I never noticed that. Look at you, best friend.
It's this
we try not to get too much.
4-part miniseries on Netflix.
No ring on the finger.
I watch things so open-minded and just looking to be entertained that I miss messages a lot. By the third episode, I realized that it's got a little boy who's accused of killing classmates. He's getting arrested. Each episode is one shot. It's made into a play. The acting is unbelievable. But what it whittles down to is apparently like Above and Beyond, like the show Explained, because I look at all those, and it was like the anti-toxic masculinity, like and the idea was just like the kids watch porn, and his dad's a tough guy, so that's why he thought he could kill a woman, or why he could kill a girl. And they shout out, I don't know a lot of this guy's stuff other than the basic idea, but they shout out Andrew Tate. And I heard that name, I was like,
There's some good
but here's the thing.
You're like, fuck off, man. No, I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, there's some other
Like, that's less pronounced than the white power group on campus. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Spencer, I'm
yeah.
staying on for like 20 times.
But if they didn't make it that was evil, they were making it more like porn and like the idea that like mom should be in line. Those guys grew up without mom. Those guys if they have a shitty dad, those guys psycho. I had too much mom.
This episode is brought to you by my friends at Black Rifle Coffee. That's all I drink, folks. If you see me drinking coffee in the studio, it's Black Rifle Coffee. It's because my friend Evan Hafer, who owns the company, I love them to death, and they make the best coffee in the world. They put together the best energy drink in America. They do 200 milligrams of naturally sourced caffeine, low calories, and absolutely zero sugar. It's available with 4 new delicious flavors: Project Mango, Ranger Berry, Cherry Punch, and White Claw. Veteran founded and veteran led, each Black Rifle Coffee purchase you make helps them give back to those who serve our nation. Shop now at blackriflecoffee.com/Joe Rogan with the code Rogan for 30% off. Or visit your local grocery and convenience stores. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee.
That's sort of by homeless.
I had a little guy, lots of mom. His tendencies, like my
That's not a
stepmom,
sure thing, but
saved my ass from really being as
you want to be.
poorly as possible
You
without
can just
being
go to the
cops.
costume. You want to be in that machine.
I was like, I'm sitting there laying on my tummy as a kid watching Falcon Crest and Gals with my mom.
Mark convinced me that he's
Oh my God, dude, I know Lorenzo Lamas from Falcon Crest, not Renegade, like everybody else.
Was Renegade the one that was the karate guy?
He was a karate guy. He was sent. He was a
That's right.
on a motorcycle.
Wasn't he like a karate guy?
Yeah.
We don't know Dan, it's not
Oh,
Dan.
no,
But, you know, I'm sure he is.
I know
Big J, it's an LA person, so we're just naming all these New Yorkers.
Yeah. So he married. I think he married Shauna Sands, who's a Playboy girl.
Oh,
And they
dude,
break
that's
up.
3 questions.
It's crazy surgery. She does something that's it.
Have
She
y'all
starts
ever
doing
covered
porn.
Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen? You suggested Bruce Springsteen. Oh, yeah.
And he still looks pretty great.
I hope that means that you like the boss too.
He's
I'm a
got a
huge
ton of
boss
fucking
fan.
series, those weird series
I
that
wanted
do
to
like
do.
go through the middle of the night.
Well, my favorite song is that road. I wanted to do. What's
How many series? He's one of those guys that like always has a series.
I mean, the alliteration of the name, he was handsome. He was
what
often
am I thinking of? I'm like so tired of every few other boss fans.
He's such a rocker, like Cyrus.
You hate everybody, Shaver. You hate Bert. You hate the boss.
Even the oldest white man is fuck.
That was one of your guys. Glory days. Thank you, James. That was, yeah, I did all the lyrics for Glory Days. No, we will do it. We'll do it. No, we just did.
It's like anorexic,
Yeah, it's
bodybuilder.
I'm down. I just never got it.
Your brain starts
Atlantic State. There we go. That's not the song, but yeah.
It's on faces.
Who else played this song? Shout out to Steve Brady. Funny joke about that. What, being high? Yeah. Yeah. That's the one song that
I get badass. I would say I crowdsource it. If the audience will pay for it, I badass.
Let's find out what
just
they
be
do,
real.
because I'm curious. So I know that there's an operation to take that and
That
other
one I
parts of the
couldn't
body
do.
stuff
That
in
drummer
trash.
did a great job on it. Andy picked it.
Big bad ones.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. That's probably a doctor. Hey, I do this under the surface about
I got it.
always through the area on some wizard.
But this is what there are. This is what there are. They exist.
Yes, it's the
But also they look real. They don't have like the you see rib cage between them.
yeah. So here's the thing. your butt is a muscle. You know, it's like muscle and fat. How dare you can expect to retain anywhere from 60 to 80% of the fat that is initially transferred into the butt. I like when they say butt like that. I really think they're professional. You talking about surgery? You call it butt surgery?
Yeah.
What kind of a fucking diploma?
Now you're gonna want to be gentle when you take a shit for the next 3 weeks.
The rest will be reabsorbed by the body over time, resulting in immediate after surgery and weeks following up. Around 90 days post-op, your butt will finally stabilize into its new shape and size. Procedure itself is semi-permanent as opposed to permanent. Your body responds to natural aging process and normal weight fluctuations. So too with your buttocks. Depending on the precautions you take during your recovery and the lifespan you maintain in the time following, your CDL may last several years to even decades. That's how we all do it.
Oh, shit!
So yeah. Imagine it wasn't bad. Imagine straight guys starting getting CDL.
It has to be changed.
That's part of the website that like normalize the straight guy CDL.
It is also only 11 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Go to the gym and do the work.
unless you put it up there again, unless the crowd pays for it, look at a fat ass.
Here's the thing. I think there's other ways to do it. This is my question because I know there's as well.
Yeah.
So there's butt implants, which is kind of crazy because then you're taking the risk of having something a foreign object in your ass where everyone's scared to get cancer. Like if you're scared to get cancer, what's the place where you're scared to get the cancer the most? Ass cancer. You don't have to shit your back, you know. So like you're thinking about these plastic things that you inserted into the muscle tissue surrounding your. What kind of inflammation is caused by that? What about the plastics that you change into your body? You're doing the sauna. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. It's a weird thing. You know, I can't believe they still haven't perfected dick surgery.
I was kind of actually upset.
Surgery, but what's crazy is there are procedures and people get them. I can imagine getting a procedure that's been done like 1,000 times. You don't want to be the first. You don't want to be the first tonsillectomy, and that's like routine.
It's kind of shocking.
I was watching that earlier.
It's kind of shocking.
It is shocking. I'm surprised that
The butt is like intramuscular buttock implants. So now when they say buttock, I feel a little more comfortable.
yeah.
I feel like these are real pros. So you can take those plastic, what are those things?
I'll tell you what, those ones are scary.
They pull them out.
Well, how they do that.
Okay, so where's that? Butt augmentation. It's most commonly performed by back stretching, and men can do like women's synthetic. Oh, while men can do like women's synthetic multiple treatments and whose effects are more modest.
Anything would
They're
be
often smaller and flatter buttocks, are more resistant to augmentation efforts, with stronger intergluteal muscles and a thinner subcutaneous fat layer. So they're saying I can do it.
I don't think you understand what I'm trying to
It's so crazy that the only real end game of this is like personal benefits of your life. It's but it's like money. It's like also just finding someone who don't like maybe your body anymore. Even his money.
Before we got into the shots, we got to the TikTok stars just randomly later.
Or yeah, you got the most crowdsourced.
Yeah, you can if you want to go through it, you can check it out. Yeah, we're not going to say their names.
Solid, ultra soft silicone buttocks implants of 400 cc replace a layered muscle and CG closure done right into his long-term results show good improvement. His buttock size and shape is probably better in that regard than I thought.
10 minutes of Natalie, she's going to talk about you and your husband and your family.
There's a lump when you have a tumor in your ass. Like look, there's like a little ridge all of a sudden the implant is. That's so weird. That's the same guy.
But the penis surgeries are like not even from like cutting a tendon.
Yeah, they make it poke out a little more, and then there's other ones where they pick it up. They get in there with a mesh and pick it up. I don't know, it makes sauce.
When I was heavier, I got a consultation, free consultation at a plastic surgeon. I was like, I bet if I'm fine with my soft fit, but I hate my soft hang sometimes. And I was like, I bet if I got my gun sucked out, like the suction, it'll make it look bigger and soft, particularly. And I'm like, so I went to the consultation, a male doctor, so like, okay, how to get you? I mean, I knew it was point, but this guy took me in here, he goes, all right, drop your pants. I'll drop my pants. And I also have a doctor kit, like it's like I get lots of guys, and you can't like, I don't want to try to like, fluff it before you walk in. So I fucking comes in and it's like comes in, he goes, walk over to me, I stand in front of the mirror, and he goes, either side of my dick with his hands, he goes, right now it looks like this, and I can make it look like just pushing my fat back. He goes, like this. And I was like, I pulled my pants up like a victim and left the office and never even thought about it again. That was crazy. It's just getting scared. And then here, I'm going to move my face 6 inches to this way. But don't worry. I will just do it. The doctor's looking up at you. And you like that? It's the safe space. I don't know, at this point, you're supposed to believe anybody's genuine goodness anymore. It's hard.
So I went down a deep dive, looking at doctors using their own sperm, and I was researching this one case. I wanted to find out how this actually what happened. But I thought it was like hundreds.
Oh, yeah,
There's hundreds of cases with doctors. These doctors using their own sperm. So many fucking psychos out there.
I didn't even take a last while you're injecting a girl with your jizz.
I have a special story that spent 25 years as an undercover FBI guy infiltrate biker gangs, neo-Nazis. But you talk about how you ready for that? How many fucking psychotic people are out there?
It's a lot when you go with different groups undercover too. If they have overlap someday. It's like, and you go, hey, you were a skinhead 2 months ago. When did you become a biker?
This guy is just a big fucking special dude with a goatee and pulled back hair. So he like blended right in with all the stuff.
That guy, I used to have a joke, like a concept of like hookers, where you have to, you go, whoa, this is asking for a cop. And they'll tell you, they have to tell you, where's he trapped? And I was like, what the fuck is undercover work? Because that's doing like 5 years with the mob. And then one day they go, hey, you know, I never even asked you, stupid, but are you a cop? Shit, man, yeah. I think that was like, you were my kid's Christmas. I know, man. You never asked. I swore at this point, I thought you never asked. That was like a dumb thing when we had you know, and then everybody thought it was a dumb plot point. Are you a cop? No. Yeah, you push me to it. He's a good guy. He's a cop. Always has a mom. Yeah. He was never like that. He was telling me about he had to do cocaine, these people, he had to beat people up. Shit went down, man. Prostitutes do what they do on top. We're always in the car. Are you a cop? You go, come on. You open the cop. So this guy is busting here.
Really?
Oh yeah, they are. I can't even imagine not knowing the reference because, like, the guy that didn't know, I think you should be surprised. He probably thinks just from what I said that Asian shit is connected to the doctor, but it's not. It's a totally different.
He showed up 3 weeks ago,
barber,
and now I'm working my way through the ranks.
and
Now
he's
you
like,
come back
he's
there.
like,
All right, drugs, Mexico. President Honduras yesterday morning. I'm that guy. I am your brother. I'm the dude. Also, they do undercover. It still seems like when you would go home at night still, you come out of the biker clothes. I wasn't honest. These guys are animals. I hope one of them happened to follow me home. Well, it's not doing things that he is. And he's away from office back and forth. Businesses that he's involved with. Did he ever find himself?
I just don't. I don't think
somebody that much time.
I mean, I understand.
Sympathy for them. Yeah. That's one of the fastest ones. This guy does that. That guy was like my friend. He's like, I just finished just sentences. We were just like,
yeah, it's worthwhile. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. We just made one person wrong. I can't talk. Top 5 type of things.
I recommend the rest for his higher
Yeah, you're wrong.
He's a regular guy with good intentions. That was a shoot.
Oh, give him my day.
90 minutes hard for himself. He was so much so fast. He's the star of the film and he followed every step of the way. He was a fuck with black people. They were like, for 90 minutes. Yeah. In his highly hilarious. You gotta see when the cops. When the cops.
Guy, shortstop, baseball, big guy like that. Top one in our hearts.
Rappaport does a really good job.
My favorite special.
Pretty hyped about it. It seems like, yeah, I don't see hyped about two things. It's going hard.
Why does it stopwatch tagging on me? That one tiger's gonna die.
And also, I think utilizing the black race. Well, that's so funny for him. Also, if you remember his first big role, great movie, Oh, yeah. And he was like, that was more of his thing. He's more of like a writer. What's he called, right? I don't know. True Romance.
When it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure. Nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected. Every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With wide fans, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code ROTHY. That's code ROTHY for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-OPEN-WINE or text OPEN-WINE 467-368. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Play responsibly. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino Resort in Kansas. Eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Northern Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see bkg.co/audio. Do the right thing is fight this close to
The dice, dude. The dice is part of it. The dice are open. So, yeah, I mean, that's the dice. You bring the dice to them into it. On the soundboard, we have. We should probably play this. Yes, that's probably that. Yeah. Yes.
How do you think about that? Like, as a comic? Like, when I was a professional comic in the early days, I didn't I was fucking off, playing the pool, hanging out with my friends.
Has anyone ever been like,
No,
why won't you
no,
make me
I thought it
hot
was
dogs to their wife? If me and Coon were married, right?
Oh,
Then you're the promoter of this relationship.
Good thing you did,
If you're making
I
Mexican
don't
food,
know.
I'm not gonna be like,
Go to do the right thing fast.
that makes no sense. Let's just make Mexican food.
That is probably.
I don't think you can make a taco bad.
It's hard to see in that picture, but when he was younger.
Yeah, that's what you eat when you got
But Zebrahead, yeah, he's like this. He's a really hip hop guy. So it's so funny that he played this like major role as like a white. Fucking
if you can get her to put down the flaming hot Cheetos and stuff, like Nina Fauci, Nina Delta, Nina Delta.
Robert De Niro really was a psycho and taxi driver.
Maybe.
Free shits.
You guys find the building, I lived
If
in
you're
New
keto,
York.
the most important thing is just to make
Street
sure
is the whole
that
taxi
whoever's
depot
like making your
that they shot taxi driver in, and they keep downstairs with the legit stuff is they have the sign. They keep the sign, the original sign. That was good.
Yeah, a bunch of, if you're a Guadalajara Mexican, you wouldn't
Can't make a movie like that with a budget
get
anymore.
the keto diet.
Every movie we call, it has to be an indie film.
100%. Yeah, or we have some beyond reproach director who just lets you like Tarantino. Like, there's no way Once Upon a Time in Hollywood went through some sort of there's no fucking way. He's killing you and smashing your head on a man.
I mean, I think that like the shitting is pants and baby
What a brilliant ending.
yeah, he's eating beans
It's so
in
good.
the
It's so good. I love that.
I don't know if I've seen that final scene where they flip history. I've never had an audience in a movie theater like genuinely laugh like I've seen some Jackass movies.
Right.
Like Jackass 2.
It was a cheering moment.
He's
He's got all that. He's the only guy that I can say. There's a few others. That zero movies.
Everything is good.
Tarantino? There's not one that I can say. That wasn't the fucking obvious.
Ever
I
heard of
like to
it?
be idiots try to figure it out, but when you can't figure it out, when other people can't figure it out, this is some fucking shit that you can't be so artistic. Do you watch like I've gone through on the road and watched like the 25 most disturbing movies of all time? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I just kind of see how far people go in movies. I mean, Serbian films that are most notorious.
Yeah, there's some fucking psycho. Like, who's that one that evil clown that kills everybody and doesn't talk? The Terrifier? Yeah.
They're so over the top.
There was a whole category of I was really category of films that were just gore. It was like a gore. It was these guys were like chopping it up with an axe, pulling the guts out.
They also had excessive use. Those were the horror boxes at the video store that were bigger than everything else. Like those like ice cream and things like that. Like the box was way bigger, so you were able to walk up like a piece of shit. I'm gonna watch this Rainbow Dance movie with my other teenage friends. Thank you.
That's like a good slasher Rainbow Dance.
Yeah, there's so many.
Why is that? We're so dumb. We like to sit there and watch this guy kick everybody's ass.
Yeah, it's RoboCop. It's fantasy.
Did you ever see Sisu?
No.
I think it's my favorite. It's next to John Wick. It's my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite stories. It's my favorite revenge movie of all time. It's about a guy. The whole movie is no huge. It's in World War II. It's in Finland. And this dude is a soldier who retired from the war and became a he made a little school and he was trying to get to the town of the school. So, because you could tell this guy just I want to do this.
What's in the tank, bitch?
And they all
I wish that could be my phone background.
What do you think the mindset is?
That kind of reminds me of them, yes.
Nice.
Also, always sending me like kids to the.
So it turns out this guy was like famous in the war, being impossible to kill. His scars all over his body. He's like the absolute worst for Scott. And it's fun. It's fun. It's just fun.
What do you think the march is between behind like a Liam Neeson? I mean, there's a movie comes out almost 5 months of him getting revenge for something.
Hey, it's a living.
I guess, but who's going to start doing that? Who's supposed to start doing that? Yeah, those movies that were just like 2 words or something.
I think he was someone from that Billy was for quite a while. You know what it is? It's called aphasia.
Yeah, dementia.
It's not good. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. I don't know what causes it.
I think I said last time.
Or what happened, but you know, they slip away. You might have,
I feel like especially even the material on his best
yeah, he's got a lot.
would be at least 20%.
They're all the thing with the gun. He's all the thing with the gun. And
Yeah,
here's the
maybe.
thing, that thing with the gun shit started later in his life. That's what's crazy. He became like a guy who fucks people up in his 60s. Yeah. Like, how old is he now?
Because it's not
How old is he
legit
now?
laugh.
He's 72.
It's like, 'cause you're laughing at these jokes.
Oscar Schindler.
Is that what you
It's not like vibing with the crowd and laughing at it. It's just
Well, I saw Schindler's List and you think of, I gave Christ and everything and the amount of Jews that he saved.
Hey, whoever wrote that, you should have gotten it to bring a lot of
It's, what was that? You told that, Jamie? You saw him? They are? Liam Neeson?
Another person. One.
I believe those every day.
Yeah, I saw Keanu Reeves right. Got something right in.
I can see that's the first special at the end of that.
They always give me Rob Zombie's remaking Something You Love. They're always listening.
Too lazy to try this.
Have you had him on? I toured with him. I've met him a handful of times. Good friends with Tom Papa. We've been introduced in that regard. And whenever I see him, it's a blank of like, nope. I went on stage right before the entire tour. And he has no recollection. One time,
Anyways, if you like it, check it
I
out.
was, we had tickets to go passes to go see Rob Zombie. It was the Halloween remake he did.
I do love Too Lazy.
And comedian Joy Capella, four of us. It was going to be me, Nate Bargatze, and Dave Smith. Yeah, Dave Smith and Joy Capella. And I auditioned for a TV show the morning of that. And it was the first audition I ever did. It went well, really well. And I got the part of the show from 2 years for T-Rock. But they go, this is how much acting is not my passion. They go, we need you to come back in at like 4 for a table to do. And all I thought was, Rob Zombie was just like 6 o'clock. How long are we going to be here? So I think an hour or so. When we get back here, and just go over there and wait until we got back. So I told Nate, go down there and get mine. Make sure we get in.
Also, we have more coffee.
I don't know if they're overselling mine. And he was all right. So I get out of this thing. I'm rushing down the walk to this movie theater. And I call Nate. And this is so defeating. I go, hey, you're down. He goes, I don't know if I'm at the right theater. And I went, what do you mean? I mean, there's a big line for something. And I was like, look at that line, Nate. And he was like, oh, that's it? So we get there. We're so far down the line. And I'm like, shit, Julian's very handsome. So we sent him out to kind of schmooze the girl up front. No dice. And then I see Rob Zombie walking. And I go, this might be our chance.
Just done
I
17
we're loosely connected, and maybe I can remember. And he told me it's my best interaction. Whenever hey Rob,
Hey, if it's only one, right?
Tom Papa before, and I'm like, oh yeah, and he shoots the shit in his face.
That's what I get confused for.
And then I go, well, anyway, man, I'm really excited for the movie. I hope we get in. We're super far back in line. He goes, you'll be fine. It's just so. And then we did not get in.
I
Together They're staring at me.
I don't know if were there any Bob Marley
It really wasn't. I looked right up. He goes, "This has been great, but
fans of that song?
The thing about it though is like,
That guy could do
does he
something.
say anything? Like, does he
Now
have
the other is
for sure? For sure.
welcome to shop. Oh, dude, yeah, we need that. We gotta make that one use.
there's some
That was
people you just don't resonate with in the world as the whole time. I don't know. Dave Chappelle, Dave Chappelle, I've met over the last 25 years a dozen times. I did some punch-ups on season 1 of Chappelle's show. He bumped me in for extra off the weekend. The thing we were there, and we hung out with him there. As I started to see him still. Chris Rock, same thing. Not making an impression. I also shut down wrestling. So I'm not. I can't inject my personality as Gates in a situation where I'm very violent. So I'm like, where I go, yeah, I really want to like.
So I mean, it's true. I don't really have rhythm.
But
So singing
you know what I mean by
off
one thing, not like me, but if I try to be funny and I whiff,
I mean, I'll try.
this sucks.
So you just feel nervous.
Right, so I'm like, I can just lay low and not take the risk of being not funny.
Reggaeton is great. Yeah, we both love Alpha. Cringiest part.
It's hard to know what intimidate you.
There are fans of the show that like stop the song. Yeah, and I mean, what they don't understand is that too many
Some
people
people fascinate
like
and
Inspire me.
I
Every time I
understand,
have a
especially the way it started.
I don't
Full
know.
honestly, when we first started doing it,
Me and Bobby Kelly
we're
on
like
the radio
nobody
show.
was gonna like this.
And somebody's coming in, I get it.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
now
all
we're
right,
kind
get
of
it
doing
now. I'm like, wait. All right, let's go get him.
it's a lot
So
of
we can start with it.
so much I used to be like
that's
this.
fucking
Yeah.
when I go in over.
All right, let's go. Songs are cool. Fuck yeah, we're not gonna stop doing something. Landslide was yeah, but no, my favorite is
The
Smash.
first time I went there, I got bumped back to the couch for Ace
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I mean, I'll say this:
This
we
sucks.
have stopped doing some things because it's very limited. But
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, my uncle was an artist, and he was working for
we have to do this.
advertising agency in New York City, where they made album covers. They made album covers. So my uncle was one of the artists that made the album covers for a lot of his albums.
No shit.
Yeah, so I was in his office.
Intergalactic shout out.
Something
You stop the song, someone subscribe me.
like that. I was
So drastic. That's like me getting a news on the show.
I can't remember. It's hard to remember.
So the comments that we listen to are fair. I mean,
And
like, we're not,
this guy wants it.
I feel like, we're not
Very rich
so,
dude.
also, but I appreciate
He
you
made
making
sense.
but also to,
It was real strange.
keep
And then everybody goes, "Hey, Ace,
keep
hey,
suggesting
Ace."
songs, especially on the live chat.
Like,
That's
that's
your reactions to our live reactions to the songs.
You're old.
He signed an album.
The Springs
You have it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
now that you've convinced, I appreciate thank you.
I doubt it.
Getting Gerard
He
up
got
his mind was awesome.
But
I do
it
love
was the craziest thing.
Yeah, that I really see.
Because
You
everywhere
guys
he
heard
went,
Pop Commercial
there
Mad
were people,
Lord? Yes.
paparazzi
I
were
watched the commercial. We watched the band.
seen some of his real
We watched the show.
Yeah.
They always try to catch him.
That was
As a celebrity that let you down when you went to
okay, that's a good idea.
no.
Honestly, no.
Yeah, landslide
No,
is
it's not like, no.
yes.
I've always worried that Marilyn Manson was somebody I wanted to meet. And then we went through all the shit she did not want to meet. So stay away. But then I want to like, I very much
This
like
is you and
he's an
Evelyn.
interesting character.
Did
But
first
like,
disagreement. He likes the
oh, I'm such a fan since I was
Oh
a kid.
yeah, that's your guy. That's one of your guys. Disagreeing with the live chant.
Yeah.
Who's the best side character in the Popiverse?
If you think of something,
I gotta say, I do like that.
you don't hate that as your house.
Oh,
That's part of Charles Manson. That's part of
oh yeah, he's great.
He's
He's
like
like
really
really
fucking wild. He's like, he does it how he was a fucking
It's
Do you have
hard
any
though because
theories
I
on
actually
why
kind of like
people can't, classic, amazing bands can't make a classic again? Comedians can still write their best joke, and it will be accepted.
Just guys being dudes.
Everyone's
I like how he's
looking
such
for
a
that. What's the new thing? So like,
Just guys
because
being
Guns N'
dudes.
Roses
There's
got
like his
everybody
bosses.
he sat in the room for 3 months. They can't
Just
make
guys
it.
being dudes. You guys know it's not. You guys never pissed in the sink?
You know, that's
I
part
draw
of the
the
problem.
line.
And then also part of the problem is
I don't want that.
some
The hot chip is the least
it
of my
was just a
worries.
total coincidence. I was there with my family, and I went to Acid Rose restaurant.
This is more recent?
All right,
Okay.
Last Yeah, like last summer or something before last season. And, you know what I mean? Go say hi, everybody, you dick. And this is after my friend tried to say hi to me, but she was like, so I went over to his table.
All these different words that shouldn't be in this dialect together. Shown up.
So my family,
He's
she
like,
comes goes to
he's redacted. It's not even doesn't racist. Because he's so
I saw him.
that it's like he's not even meaning
So many hits. If you want to do all the songs you love, it's going to take a long time. You're going to add new songs.
Isn't it crazy
I'm
too?
not
It's
front
such
of
a
me.
well, crazy. All that well.
Bangers.
Yes, they did great. I was all pretty impressed with getting age.
I don't think it's cool that
I took my parents to see it at Madison Square Garden, and it was such a weird. I got so shit. It was an emotional. I got like teary-eyed emotion. And I got immediately teary-eyed. So it was like, just took me back. It was immediately to a time. It was like a time travel. I was like, holy shit! I'm like 11, 12 years old. And got this album, and my mom was like, "What is that shit?" You know. And now my mom's like here with me, watching them as a classic rock band.
What year did you walk into the jungle?
7, actually. 6.
I remember right out of high school at the gym, the first time I heard it. They were putting Jim as it just played on the radio. You know, WCOZ.
We're gonna watch it like for a while.
We were listening to the, I think it was WBCN Rock and Roll. Appetite for Destruction, 87. Yep, so that was 2 years out of high school.
Okay, I don't know the baseball reference there.
First time I heard it, backwards track with I think it came out. Pretty sure.
There's two reasons why it doesn't make sense. One is that the saying for something that's like out of
the scene was
the blue,
pretty famous Jim Carrey plays a rock star junkie, and you're shooting his music video and the song.
What does it have to do with sports? Cocaine,
yeah,
right?
it's pretty popular.
I guess baseball players they kind of do coke. Is that what it's going for? I don't know. What do you guys think?
With Jim Carrey.
When did Motley Crue come out with Kickstart My Heart?
Baseball?
Probably 86.
I wonder. He's
That
on
was
a lot of the same kind of drugs that they are at Ace. Right?
Look at that.
Jim Carrey.
That's Jim Carrey.
Isn't it funny? Even though he's not being funny at all, he's still like his movements are so Jim Carrey.
Man, if my friend told people on YouTube that I did cocaine, he would not believe that.
You don't get it.
No, he's showing that now too.
You don't get to be that guy. You don't get to be Fire Marshal Bill. You're out your fucking mind.
I'll make a lot of concessions for someone's process, but when I watch that documentary about him doing the Andy Kaufman movie and him coming into the makeup thing every day and really like screaming and bothering the shit out of everybody, you see Judd Hirsch's face in the documentary like, that's plenty. We're good. I get it. You have to get into your mode or whatever. But like, come on.
Especially times when he finds out
He's like, this is not. That was not his personality. He was talking out of his ass cheeks. You know what I mean? Or when he was doing Vanilla Ice on Living Color. You know what I mean? Like that's what's that personality shift you put from a guy who's kind of like rude to interviewers and stuff like that. It's strange.
Dagger alert! Owner alert!
It's like a thing that some of these guys do. They are just that guy the whole
Be happy about it. Same thing with your wife. If you're lucky enough to have a beautiful in your life, who's making you food,
So when Jen did it,
be happy about it. You're spending all this time
Yeah, they said all day.
kind of nutrients, eating street
Yeah.
food.
You should let me eat modern foods then. It's catering.
Right, here's your money, Mr. Lincoln. Right, you gotta go full old school. Shit in the whole ground.
Well, we're having Joy and Steve.
A bowl of gruel, beef jerky. Yeah, like, and no teeth. No toothbrush. Yeah, let me figure out toothbrush. When did they figure out toothbrush? That's good. Like, when do people start brushing their nasty fucking teeth?
Oh,
That's
that's
what
so
it smells like in like 1500.
My producer brings it up all the time. We watch a lot of hearing these shows like that. Even like the
Peaky Blinders. What is
old shows? They always have like a trash of people and it's like the Deadwood times. Like Yeah, whenever the girl, you know, like lift her skirt up, you're like, God, I bet it smells like a fucking murder dungeon down there. And then when she bathes, all they get no showers, so they have to just bathe in it and just hope that whatever's in there washes the surface. They'll be the prostitutes that they go to. This is the best they could do.
They smell better than the people living in the cities. The people who live in the cities are all just using public outhouses. The cities were built to shit. Horses.
Coming home and kissing your wife at the end of the day is just the...
You're tracking shit everywhere. So is your dog, so is your cat. Everyone's tracking shit all over your house, all over your tables. There's shit everywhere.
Yeah, wooden floors with dirt all over them.
Yeah, and just little scabs of shit.
Sabotage by the Beastie Boys, great suggestion.
There's shit everywhere you go, and everyone has a
That's why, no one came in and like, if your husband died, you have to marry his brother.
This is the
With basic hygiene.
books and medicine and shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I wish I lived back in the 1600s when I died if I broke my ankle.
Now, but if I could pick, it's so hard because it's moving backwards. Like, well, take all the technology.
So you can't go anywhere. You can't make it like a hybrid deal.
No, it's not a hybrid deal. If I was saying, if I had to just let go of that, the most fun time would have been to be like a teenager in 20s, 70s.
But not from his mom. Remember,
So this is the employees live. Fucking, you wear a silk shirt unironically. If you were chubby, nobody even cares. Chubby guys got you had a beard. As long as you had a beard, just long hair. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a stereotype about.
I grow a lot of thinking that's what people in my house and parties.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. You see a guy with long feet. The long feet, you know, it's like, there was a bad guy in the movie with long feet.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
So gross.
that's so disgusting. That's how bad they want it. They'll smoke it up some stinky fucking fingernail.
Oh, yeah, I went to did a gig over to Bobby State
Being 100% Mexican,
years
we
ago,
are fascinated.
the West Palm Party over.
Yeah, you like it. Yes. You like spicy shit. I
The
come
guy
over
that
here
applied
and
in the shower.
he's just that's spicy. He is all over the place. I have so many spicy candies, dude. It's like, I'm keto, man. I'm keto.
Local legend.
Oh, shit, Ryan California.
And
Oh, shit.
he's a strip club and everyone. He does the
Shout out to you guys.
girls back to his house. And I was always impressed with the level of he carries their morbid obesity, but they not give a shit. And also has no care that the girls are going to suck his dick or something because he's got coke. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bad to like fuck before something thing, and like this guy protect his house. I mean, his underwear and like a robe open. You know what I mean? With all these girls around speaking coke and shit. Wow, we have a cabana in the back of his house. But most of the people about him that I found out was the next day he went to take me somewhere to eat, could pick me up, and narcoleptic. And every time he went to the red light, he'd fall asleep and snore.
Do you know,
I just fall asleep and snore. Yeah, you acknowledge me. Hey, man.
Oh my god.
Hey, you okay? He's never acknowledged me. He goes, yeah, I'm good. And he's going, see you at the red light. Like, loud, aggressive snores.
Now, is he sexual narcoleptic, or does he have severe sleep apnea? Because if he's a big fat guy, he's probably never rested.
Eyes closed, head goes to the shoulder.
Alcohol instantly.
Instant.
What is narcolepsy from? Like, did you like help people have narcolepsy? Like, were any athletes that have narcolepsy?
wow, dude, that's like
The audio is just very funny. Yeah, he one time he was in the cellar one time with a top guy. Yeah. That was a guy of the people that quote unquote celebrities who come here that you never pay like homage to and have like things that didn't want to meet the shit that was off. You know why? I don't know why it was so celebrated. I know it's like it's legal, but like you don't see his personality as kind of
Well, there was a weird time where, for whatever reason,
so the refugee in the
they
own house thing.
celebrate
It's like
pimps and prostitutes. Like, you
lady.
know the pimps up, those down? Yeah, I mean, that was like a famous
Mr. White Folks.
Mr. White Folks. Yeah.
That's like
He's the best. Yeah, I watched all of them.
But they were like celebrating. Like, people liked him as an American pimp. Remember that film?
Fauci always
Yeah.
No,
details between
it
Fauci.
was, well, that was like the
Yeah, I mean, it's
small
not
window
it's
of
almost
like
exactly the same.
pro-sexuality and guilty
I'm
boys
kind of biased,
and then it immediately became Me Too. But it's just that happened.
It was weird though, because it was exploiters
That's
of
good.
both. It wasn't like it's okay to be a
Yeah, it's kind of
prostitute.
the opposite.
It was
Plenty-
it's
plenty
cool
of food.
man to exploit all these women and get them to go be
Yeah, you
prostitutes.
can catch it.
I think it took 20-some years for people to realize that Joe Francis was a terrible guy. You know what I mean? He was celebrating this. You know, I just heard Howard Stern put the other day read Joe Francis on. I'm sure if you ask about Joe Francis now, he'd be like, what a terrible piece of shit. But when Girls Gone Wild was a thing, everyone was just like, who cares how it gets done?
Girls Gone Wild. That's how when the internet wasn't around, you could buy tapes of drunk girls at the bar flashing the boobs.
Yeah.
You paid for it.
Yeah.
You had like a Dutch.
How? Not only you paid for it, and then you were part of a subscription service.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and then every month it would be like Girls Gone Wild, Girls on Campus 2, Girls Covered in Bubbles.
Was it one of those things where they trick you into driving?
Yeah. It's Columbia House. Like,
Columbia House.
yeah. I flew in Columbia House. I flew in the shredded of all my pets in my life.
Did you credit? Columbia House got a new
No, so you just put, you send the penny, and you put your cat's name down,
Yeah,
and
not that
just
way
send
with
your
ever so much,
10
but I do want to
What was the checks and balances?
I always thought that was a fuck up scheme for the record business, where they could say they sold more records than they did.
That's awesome. That's actually not a bad move.
Kind of a good move if you want to get a gold record or platinum record. Sell as many as you can.
Give me 10 when it got to $1, so the dollar is where it stops. It's where it makes it. But
Oh, it doesn't give you a penny.
yeah, to me, $1 really was like, no, I just usually take the penny to a postcard. But what a concept, too. Take penny here.
It's the dumbest concept ever. You give them one penny, and if you give them one penny, they feel easy. And you're supposed to give them money.
Right.
But you get to pick.
Yeah, you pick your first thing. It was my before I had porn magazines readily available to go into the bathroom or any where there was a bathroom where I felt like I could quietly read a porn magazine. It was the TV Guide. The TV Guide had the crossword puzzle, and then
Jobs guy,
his first
favorite
thing.
things.
Because it was always an insert on the TV Guide.
That's the top 10 things.
Yep, eight penny here.
Big one, also Mexican city. I'd love to do that.
Yeah,
He would write it.
it was still great.
Man,
It's a smart move on their part because you probably
All
introduced
Steve
people
and
to a lot
Renee
of music.
Cortez. You want to
Because
see
if you
that?
think about it, you're only listening to radio. Radio rights are what they play, and you can only play so much songs, right? And if it's a hit, they play that over and over again. And you do this, Stones, Led Zeppelin, you know. No, not time for other music. This is a good way if you're giving it away from which most are. Like, what percentage, it's funny, what percentage of people actually pay for their Columbia record tapes?
I think adults would definitely end up paying for it. But the deal was you're giving them your address.
Right.
So whatever the fake name you put down, they're billing.
I don't know.
I didn't feel it, but they have like, well, what they would do though is send you more. They would send you, I feel like a CD every month. But I wasn't thinking.
Yes, I have noticed that in the Latino neighborhood, there are quite a bit of celebrations. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
What is not true is that white people don't celebrate birthday. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know where that comes from. I highly doubt his father didn't celebrate his birthday or
But
whatever.
if you think about just that, that's almost like more racist, right? If
I mean,
you
there's
saw
no
the
way
radio,
that's
you're sending out these that no way that music's getting out there. They're gonna maybe buy another Rolling Stones record or tickets to see the Rolling
It's all
Stones.
true. I have to
Well, like, people didn't complain about being part of Columbia House. I don't play credit.
Yeah. So I have lots of
Remember when, you know, as a Metallica, we were curious about LimeWire and Napster and those things. But it's like, it is sort of the same thing. Like you're sacrificing. But they came from a time though where the money was from the recording.
Yeah, but it wasn't taken away from money. It was like you couldn't, you know, like it wasn't that many people doing it. When it became something you could just download on the computer, that got sure. And then record sales dropped off a cliff. So they were right. But they were wrong. They stopped.
Right.
Once, like, they were trying to, like, put fingers into the throat. There's no way. Like, once it's on the internet, you can't say, it's downloaded. The people stay up a lot to it. I want to go on
You have to take smoke
after
breaks
the first
after the show. That's right. You take a nice smoke break after you
and then a
subscribe.
lot of them would try to go, I'm going to do my own application. Right? Yeah. I don't, you know, it's interesting when I talked to Kevin Hart in Montreal, something back, buying up things for the LOL network. So he started that network, and they made all this news because he did a pitch show where they were pitching ideas for his network. He apparently in the room bought like 4 or 5. And when I saw him that night, I was like, these five jokes on it are like definite shows. Like, no, they're just press. You know what I mean? It's don't like the whole thing. But the idea of these things is good with that. I mean, you don't want to network more. It's like, no, you want to build it until it becomes competitive. Another company comes along and goes, we give you money to go away. So the idea is it becomes connected to buy LOL or something like that. So it's just a good business. But I don't know, absolutely. I have no business acumen whatsoever.
I'm on my phone looking at me.
But I'm also I'm blown away by I watch you when you talk to her sometimes stuff that I've been doing with so many people and everything. Like it was great. It was a great thing over there. But like I feel when you get a lot of money sometimes, because if you haven't done this, you want to do almost like too much. Like, I'm a producer, and now it's other businesses you want to like start their website. It's never mind. Like just be a business owner, kind of like products or something. I think what you heard is once guys realize the amount of money sure, you see it, oh my god, I can't believe I'm making this much money, but I'd rather give a friend like some capital to like do their special. You know what I mean? Unless I was taking the job and like I'm gonna direct this. It's just like the idea of I have to take a meeting for a script. And also, we have so much sure. This is what I fail to think about. Require time. Your time is limited. Like you really have to think. If you, I can do this. I can do this. I can do that. Sure you can. But then there's no you time at all. Then you're running on fumes. And when there's no you time and you're running on fumes, you're not the best version of yourself. Yeah. So you gotta know where you're at. You gotta know where you're at. Like your sand. Like if you're working all the time, 5 different jobs, constantly, you're never home. Fucking 7 in the morning, you're on all day, going. You know, you get used to the hotel room, just watching the bullshit that I want to watch on YouTube and doing an event. It is strange when I think I want to be like off and like stationary for a while. Like I feel like the day is just a day here and there. Where it's like morning till night. I have nothing I have to do. It's rare when it happens that day. I'm tend to not be free. I don't know why. Well, and it's fun. If you're doing something all day long, it's just like business stuff, it's just for money. It's not something you love. That's a different vibe, right? That's like a hustle job. Get these numbers up, get this going. I'm a fucking hustle worker. I'm a grinder. I'm going to show you this fuck about this one. See, I'm grinding. It is it's a very I was trying to say this is a very important thing. This is the worst experience of my name. Just because it's hard to do. There's a lot of things that are hard to do. They don't necessarily want to do. I don't. It's hard to do. It doesn't mean it's good to do. It might be good to do for you because you need to prove to yourself that you enjoy things. But you are dead. There's a bunch of dead bodies on the face. That's not a thing. To me, there's a lot of stuff like that in life. Just because you can do things, I'll show everybody that I work hard than anybody else. Maybe you should. thousands in this fight. That's all you get once you start looking
Oh wow.
States are doing things
feeling you could run steam.
You've done everything.
Also, it's something that's supposed to stand up.
Although Lahara, that was a good.
More than anything, I've done it for free. Then, second most, I've done it for pennies. You know what I mean? So it's like the same interesting to be like, well, I've done the same job for $50 that I've done for $100,000. You know what I mean? Like, it's strange, like, it's a strange place to be in. So, but it's because you feel like, well, what's it going to take until I'm back to like, hey, you want to come do $100? I still get affected, and it's just young times. I don't mind it. But like, as long as I'm doing it, I know they want me to come do their show. They're like, hey man, I do it Tuesdays at the stand at 6 p.m. Like, let me about you throw in $100 and stuff like that.
Okay, Diego, naming the wall. Let's not forget it is June.
If you do the show, I'd be less hurt if you were like, got $100 for you too. Like, great. Like, that feels weird.
You're a kid.
Right.
You're right. You're a kid, $100 is real. So it's real shit. And so,
sometimes for $100.
yeah, so it's like real money. It's like, oh, $100 gig in town, great.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't know any better.
Well, for sure. And like I said, I'm not insulted that they want me on the show. That's great. It's just the idea that
Does he have 15
$100 are going to sell me, dude. Don't say that.
That's just straight.
Shut up. Yeah. No, I never write back. I mean, I'm not like that.
You guys hear
I'm so
about
bad at like,
have too many
it's
people
my
in their
tough
family.
time I have that kill telling me I love doing it. And I was having a great time, but like the initial like just going at somebody, like I feel like especially if I went to the stage to make fun of them, I almost have to look over like. I know it's so difficult to show. Like I'm in the comedy, I'm just stressed with how big that show is now.
And for some of them, that's the first time they've ever been on stage.
Strange
I've seen some guys for the first time they ever went on stage in Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
There's no way this comes. It's poorly done.
Because look at your phone for
I mean,
notes.
I
I ain't going Madison Square Garden.
Barely gets to the 1 minute mark. Was he practicing there? Everything's falling apart.
Oh, yeah. We're running out of time. That was just fun. Well, this is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It doesn't go the way I think.
Jesus, panic.
Isn't that the
Okay,
biggest
pop quiz. Where is Dallas
to
located?
me,
What is the area?
milestone in comedy? The action
Where
of
is
it
Dallas
was
located?
not being afraid of quiet, not being dead silent. Even if I said something I thought was funny, just go dead silent and then not being
All wrong.
like frazzled.
Mexico.
It was a big
There we go, Vinny. England outfitting. That's right. Dallas is part of it. The continental state. It's right near Rhode Island.
It's also like I had to be made right there. Like it's me probably, but like they're not just getting what I'm thinking. If they just saw my thoughts right now, they'd get how funny this is.
Well, here's the thing, too.
15 people got into
You're going to run into
any
a jazz
size,
crowd now.
any facet.
Like, when you go to see Holiday, you go to see a band, you go to see rock and roll, you go to whatever club, you go to whiskey, it's rock band. We know we're going to see a blues guy. You're going to see a country guy. You go see comedy, you could get
The Dallas
Taylor Swift, you can get AC/DC, you can get anything. You can get all kinds of shit. You can get Pixies, you can get all kinds of shit. There's so many different styles. You call it one thing. You can be a rock and roll guy. You're on stage just like a jazz guy. They don't want to know. They don't like you're feeling right, you're moving so much.
No, but right, I stuff that small business stand, the weekend. No fault of theirs. I was come home and just hang on shows. But they put those shows TikTok, girl comics that ran in comedy, but grew the audience. They were also young enough to come to supposed to their spot. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, my schedule was like here, so the room's filling up. And I go, and the second I get on stage, you just see the face and groans and like, just like, I'm man's gonna come, what, lay it out now. And I would even try to play with that idea, you know what I mean? Like explain what's going on. It's and my last one I was doing up there, there was an Asian girl in the front row where I was fucking with, come back and forth with her, but she was great. She was like into it. She was laughing. She was pushing balls back to them, which was fine. And then she was kind of like playing around with it.
Yeah, I'll try to fix that.
And then I see another girl, 22 years old, 23, going into her phone. And I was like, oh, I lost you already. I go, I lost you. And she goes, maybe it's something to do with the Asian girl thing. I was like, what did you call her Asian girl? I was like, wait, but she's fine. I go, you're getting upset on her behalf and she's fine? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, that's retarded. And then like lady in the back stood up, lady girl, and literally clutched her jacket together and went, you just said the R word. And I went, the manager was in the room, and I was like, take me up to the rest of the week. I'm not even mad at this crowd. You have to get this crowd where they like, if you put on a 3-week open mic gay comic right now, and you murder. Like, read your room, you know what I mean? You have to see what's happening. Putting me up there, this isn't fun for me, and it's not fair to them. Maybe it's sold the show, it's not what I do. So I don't have to just kind of like wipe them. I'm just like, don't put me
have to stop and like
you're fucking up your audience is actually gonna like the club less because they think I'm the piece of shit that's always here.
But then there's another argument where you gotta have all kinds of crowds. Or if you only do your own things that happens to guys.
Jeremy Bartlett's
they start doing always first, and they do real well. And it's going to rain over the shop and stay into a crowd.
Oh yeah,
You see the drop off. You see this like weird creativity drop off. Not killing us hard. Everyone's real making force. It's pretty noticeable. It's like more happens. If you're not doing clubs,
I'll take that. Really sounds like a shot. It's like, guys, we have more reviews with the lady that comes in Diego called my team and the DA for just neutrality works for Apple.
There's something to that. Oh yeah, I like to go do crowds at all.
Yeah, we'll fix it all, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna leave.
But again, just
Whatever the things are, join the Patreon. We have a second podcast on there. Patreon podcast. We're really thinking he's not leaving, but we already have a new producer starting. Yes, as I said in the beginning, I think you'll be surprised. Anything. Somebody else will be
just like you get those, and they've seen everything. They've seen 5 hours of fucking stand-up. They came from Kansas. They've seen 5 hours of comedy. And most of the audience is gone.
It's a shame from a comics perspective. I mean, from a business perspective, it's great. Like the comedy seller, like it's funny for people to not even know anymore or remember there was a time I went to the comedy seller. There was still, even on 2 o'clock in the morning, there would be 15 people in the audience. Now it's just a show, less people out, another show. So it's like
it makes sense that I'm not out there now.
It's always sold out. But like, there was something too that was. Kind of like, that was a training ground. I go up after David Tell almost every night of the week in front of 15 people. It was like, that was great training. You need that for sure. And I still need that. It's not so much that, it's I should take you out of that room because it's always this audience. And it's just like, you put me through a thing. Right, I'll go downstairs. Downstairs is my audience either. I'm just like, just put me in a room where it's not this soul, is this one thing.
Well, that's the problem with some restriction.
Something to do with YouTube. Shadows and bullshit.
This guy. Right. Where is this? Portland? Some club. Guys got
I say more people.
We don't tolerate racism, sexism, transphobia.
Okay, whatever it's the one that,
we don't probably need to say the name.
Oh, I don't know the name of the place, but there was a.
But just book people. Know what the fuck they do, and don't book anybody that's not you. If you have a crowd you're trying to that's your product. No problem.
Sure.
Therapy, as we all know, is what helped Hitler get better.
How about a list of shit? Someone can't say one thing.
Also, assuming that if you're missing somebody else, even to those rules for it, like, I was like, that's it. It's like, trust the comic to be a professional, not to always be through in that regard, but like,
Yeah.
You know, it's put me on
If we
stage
get enough
anywhere.
subscribers, Charter will go to therapy. Hell yeah.
But I mean, like, we'll get out of it.
You'll have
I will continue
but
being
you're a guy
a
that's very you can always find
I go to therapy.
and engage in so
Wow, 3 a.m.
you're one of the best
Rapper Bobo.
it's also fun, jovial, you're not tied all together. That's a giant skill. If you're in a bunch of different kinds of roles, different kinds of places. But when a club owner or someone says that you
ask
can't
your
reach
therapist
certain
to walk
topics,
into your truck?
because that's what you're saying. You're saying we don't tolerate racism.
Great
Listen,
scenario.
I don't know, but that's not what jokes are. And there's a way to touch on race that a super ultra sensitive person would say is racism, and another person who's more objective would say, you know, this is just me.
Yes, you know how to respond. There's only two. When somebody asks you a question, there's only two things you can say. One is just say, hey, what's in?
And to say that, you know, that's race, we don't tolerate
I'm
racism.
sorry that I spoiled alert, but
You can't just define what you can't define what is because that's your definition. Of course, me to go with your definition.
you have to
You
conduce
just
your
gotta let
therapist.
people speak freely, and then you decide if you book or don't book. But you know what the fuck they do. That's part of your job. Part of your job.
That was another good thing. So,
A fucking
my
theater
favorite
is
things throughout the
you
whole
got
thing.
theater, you own
Number
theater,
one was
you don't want anybody performing that doesn't meet your expectations. That's great.
But number two was the guy that said the church.
I'm always blown away by
And then number three was the
the
guy
audience.
when someone wrote, why should we
The show. That happens. Most people come to me how they do it.
I stole that just like Bob and I started texting it to
Yeah,
podcast.
which I also tend to like take their side. If I see that happening, I try to do that. I'm like, why do you make me come? You know, why do you put me through this kind of
Into
thing?
the waters.
Is how we usually approach that. But when you see those faces, if someone like that gets shitty, I'm always surprised how aggressive they are when you realize that they're the minority. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, you suck, you're not funny. It's such a funny thing to shit. How much do you make that person the enemy of the room by just going, she's saying all of you are stupid as shit because you're laughing at it. This belt is for you.
Oh, yeah, but you went to the sing. That's because you're one of the thousands.
Yeah, well, that's just good. You have to get that poor girl. That poor girl.
Podcast 24/7. Shout out to you. I love it.
Oh yeah.
This one time I've never invested. Yeah, if you guys think we should do more of the lives, figure out how to do it. Cry emojis in the chat. Under Campesino brings up a good point. That's what we're trying to do.
That's the
We do discuss
situation
that.
of
Yes.
getting an audience
made that mistake.
Situation. Because the thing about that is the heckle on that video is,
I'm glad that I was told.
I mean, heckling 101, like the thing you should be able to handle is someone going, you're not funny. Not funny, though. Like, you want me to tell the joke, like, you mean, like, this is all, like, these are the lobs they throw you in a pitching practice, you know, the batting practice, yeah, you're saying you suck and you're not funny. Come on. Right away, you see him, he's right in the front, like, pick him apart. Visually, or ask if you
Get us to enough subscribers.
But she wasn't exposed because she was leaning into that with like, what, got this whole crowd behind me, but it just was a little bit, when she put it out to the world, everyone's like, you're crazy. This crowd's like, herself? Yeah, that's the only reason I thought it was fair to talk about it. Well, there's someone going around being like, this or something, I don't know, went at it. If I talk about it, it's fucked up, so we did that. Although that said, I mean, I watched Pablo Francisco fall on stage 7,000 times. What's that? What's that, sir? What's that?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, man, the thing about that girl is like, she ran into all
Nice. A lot of nice comments.
from the world.
He's trying to get back in your
that one fucking not funny girl. That's one thing, but if you scale that out, to the entire internet. That is so many fuck you, you're not funny people. You know, there's plenty of people that saw that it flagged you and you were like, oh god, so you didn't comment. No. So who's commenting? The fuck you, you're not funny people. So when there's 30 million people see the video, you're gonna get 13,000 plus fuck you, you're not funny people post constantly. You're gonna post 10, 15 times, you're gonna be arguing with people in the comments, telling you how you should kill yourself. Yeah, you gotta hide. You can't, and most people don't. Most people go online. You don't. Oh my god. You gotta just get online.
Well, there was another Asian throwing shit around, smashing stuff. But just, I almost wonder, remember that was the fear, they're like, people try to create viral moments, so equity will become, if people go to comedy clubs, like, I'm an equal moment. Yeah, it's also a thing about, like, comics, they're trying to find a, it's like a loser shit going on, you know what I mean? Yeah, look, it's not even for a thing, not trying to not keep it funny, but I mean, if I go at somebody, it's really hard, you know what I mean? Fake anger is hilarious. Especially when the joke has been told for like 10 years and it's just the craziest viral moment ever. Kevin McDonald making jokes about vaccines and blacking out and banging. I don't say this is okay. But I think she cracked her skull. She fractured her skull. And her head fucking bounces off that front stage. And it looked to the audience like this was like a crack bomb. This was a part of the bit. The timing was so good. It looked like a bit. Yeah. They just laughed. And then they were like, oh my god. She really did this black out. Yeah, they almost laughed for a second. Okay, that's plenty. That's good. Historians respect that. It will not. It might be too sensitive. That video might be too sensitive. Because it just doesn't make sense. Unless God has some amazing suggestions. Some amazing suggestions. It's a good, my favorite stage moment. Still that classic. This is before YouTube and stuff. Yeah. Look at these biceps guy, Boston Comedy Club.
If I eat a cookie with salsa on it, what kind of salsa do I use?
Definitely you find out the video is getting heckled by a girl who also on stage, but she did, she has her friends there clearly, and so she did well. And this guy's just like, his comedy is all written. He came out of the gate, kind of fake alpha on stage right away. So he's got these jokes. It's like one's like a racist joke. He tells one point. It's just his whole personality gives off a bad vibe for sure. So he sucks. And this girl in the audience sucks. And when he can't take anymore of her heckling, he just goes, it's just so bad. You can't even get a girl. You actually get a girl? Look at these biceps. So it's just such a break that he needs it.
When you see, you might say this.
That's so old. But this is the old Boston Comedy Club village.
It's going to be Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to force it. Yeah.
What year is that?
Because there's too many people in the car.
It's late 90s. It was Android phone. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was 2000s because it was called Comedy Village at that point, so they changed the name. So it was the early 2000s.
So that's the old Boston Comedy Club? Dude, I was working in that place back when Neil Brennan was a board. I became friends with Neil when he was a board.
Kevin was already wrong.
By the way, don't let it get lost in the Kevin Brennan more to the fair this time. That is funny, yeah. You just wanted to see how one point there exists. And you know what comedy, the best comedy first?
Yeah.
Is a problem presented.
Oh, for sure. She's definitely
The solution in this particular
That's
scenario.
Barry Katz, all the clients were you a Barry Katz client? You're clear?
I think, no, I just been with the same manager since I was an open.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
back in Boston.
Well, he found me in Boston. He was New York guy. That's why I moved to New York.
No shit.
Yeah, I was supposed to be so lucky. The girl, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. So he had come. He used to manage Bob Nelson. Remember Bob Nelson? Yeah. The Bob Nelson Philly guy. He became very Christian, and he used to have his five partner, this guy, this guy that they were brothers and sisters. So Sussman was a new client, and he thought he saw everybody he could see in New York at the time. And so we had a good friend that was taking a trip to Boston, and so he's coming here. So they got all the local Boston headliners, like big name guys in town who would all perform for him. And I was working driving limo, and while I was driving, I would come up with some of my best ideas. Because, you didn't listen to radio, because you couldn't listen to radio. And so some of my best ideas came from just driving around. And so I called up my friend who was the manager, and I said, "Hey, do you think I can get a guest spot tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So he hooks me up. I have no idea. I go downstairs. This guy who thinks I'm manager is walking out of the room to go to another club down the street, and he's using him. And so he comes back downstairs.